Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
I'll see you later.
Goodbye.
I call National Exterminators.
National.
For $46, they get all
Rodents and bugs.
23946, no bug. You can rest easy and call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs, bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts. I'll see you later.
Goodbye.
I call National Exterminators.
National.
For $46, they get all
Rodents and bugs.
23946, no bug. You can rest easy and call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs, bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
When there's nothing left that makes any sense. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Skies overnight, making targets more easily visible. The Russian Air Force went to work, striking in the east and west of this country.
They hit a Ukrainian military base in one city and a kindergarten and a shoe factory in another. While in Mariupol, where that maternity hospital was bombed, there's no power, heat, water, and dwindling food.
There are still several 100,000 civilians trapped. Humanitarian corridors are supposed to open again today, but as we have seen, when they do open, frequently, Russian forces open fire.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in Lviv. The Senate has joined the House, approving nearly $14 billion in more aid to Ukraine.
Absolutely. We must rapidly fund the urgent assistance that Ukraine and our allies along NATO's eastern flank need right now.
Republican Senate Leader Mitch McConnell, it's included in a $1.5 trillion bill to fund our government. That war in Ukraine keeps costing us here. Gas up another penny today. AAA's national average for regular a record $4.33 per gallon. Diesel's a record $5.13. President Biden blames Russia's leader.
I think the American people know how important this fight is. I think they know that as painful as the price is today, the costs are going to be higher if we do not act now to deal with this tyrant.
And while Republicans blame his energy policies for gas price hikes pre-invasion, the president claims at a Democratic National Committee event domestic oil production is increasing. 2 years ago today, this was the big story.
COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
At the time, the World Health Organization declared that there were 4,000 deaths. It's now over 6 million globally. Cases have been falling recently across America, and while the CDC says most of us can be unmasked, the government is extending the requirement to wear masks on planes and trains to April 18th. America's listening to Fox News.
We're so glad you set your radio right here. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
If you're out and about on the roads this morning, watching heavy patches of fog throughout the Fort Myers and also the Immokalee areas, Florida Highway Patrol actually issuing travel advisories. They want you to use caution because it is very low visibility in some of these parts. Also watching a crash with injuries on Alligator Alley in Immokalee. There is some roadblock in the north and southbound inside lanes for the emergency vehicles there. So you're going to want to anticipate that and factor in extra time if you need to head between the East and Gulf Coast this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
After some patchy fog this morning, we warm right back up into the upper 80s for this afternoon. Look for high near 88 degrees for your Friday under a mix of sun and clouds with just a stray shower possible. Breezy today as winds persist to the south and west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We keep it dry for your Friday evening and Friday night plans. Saturday morning off to a dry start, but we'll be tracking a line of rain and thunderstorms set to move throughout the day for your Saturday. A ahead of our next cold front. A windy day of weather for Saturday with a high of 83 degrees. We even have the potential of maybe seeing an isolated severe thunderstorm or two, primarily for the northern half of southwest Florida. Much cooler for your Sunday as temperatures fall into the 40s waking up Sunday morning. We're back into the middle 70s for Sunday afternoon, where it will be mostly sunny and breezy. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix. Long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Hi, Stuart Duncan here of Duncan's Diamonds. People come into our store here in Southwest Florida and are amazed by the selection of beautiful, fine jewelry and at exceptional prices. At Duncan's Diamonds, I will make sure personally that we give you the finest quality at the best possible prices. We get very excited about diamonds and are here to help you find that special diamond. We have the largest selection of magnificent and exclusive designer styles for you to choose from. Also, if you find a diamond or style on the internet, bring in a picture and we will get it or make it exactly to your specifications. And our prices and quality will exceed your expectations. I personally guarantee it. At Duncan's Diamonds, we will not be undersold by anyone, anywhere, or any place, and you can count on it. Come in and see us in Fort Myers on US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, and in Naples at the Mercado Shopping Center.
Virtue, morality, and religion. This is the armor, my friend, and this alone that renders us invincible. These are the words of Patrick Henry, the same patriot who said, "Give me liberty or give me death." I'm Lieutenant Colonel Alan West of the American Constitutional Rights Union, and this is a Live Free Minute. The founders realized that tyrants want total obedience, and that means destroying or controlling the faith of their subjects. American Constitutional Rights Union defends religious liberty in the courts and in the public square. Recently, we have helped churches under attack by bureaucrats who have used COVID as an excuse to threaten closure. We ask you to join us in helping Americans stand up to tyrants, because without the right to practice our faith, we can't live free. This Live Free Minute is brought to you by the American Constitutional Rights Union, a national nonprofit based in Naples, Florida. If you'd like to support our work, visit livefreeminute.org.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Oh, what a relief. I mean, it's a relief that it's Friday. It's a relief that Jake is here. I wasn't sure if he was going to show up after his big birthday bash party that he had last night. I mean, it was just, it was lampshades and keggers and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. It was a nutty night, wasn't it? No, not at all. There wasn't even.
I gave my cat some catnip. That was probably about as fun as it got.
So you gave for your birthday, you gave your cat catnip. That was your big, to watch him go zipping around the house?
Yeah, it was her first time. She's never had catnip before.
Okay, and how did that go?
I mean, as far as I could tell, she was happy.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's you could probably tell that. So I wasn't sure if he was going to be here, so he's here. So thank you for that. I appreciate even after the whole catnip thing. So that's good. So we got that, and not only that, what happened? You forgot something? What'd you forget?
Sorry, Mike.
Oh, you forgot that he's there. Mike Opelka is with us right now. Did you forget?
Yeah,
he couldn't hear me.
Oh, so
I
the
couldn't
whole...
hear him.
Oh, all right. Yeah. He just said he's
kind of
yeah,
filling in the blanks.
Yeah, he thought he pushed the right button, but okay. So there was something to worry about this morning. You thought you pushed the Mike Opelka button, but you didn't, and so you were talking, and I was speaking to a ghost.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now he's back. So basically, what Jake was saying was it was his birthday yesterday, and his big party was he gave his cat catnip. That was it. That's. So I was worried he wasn't going to show up because I thought it was going to be like lampshades and keggers and upside down and woo, like Animal House kind of thing. And instead, it was just him and his cat and Nip.
Huh. That's a good thing. I think that's okay. I gave Donna catnip. She ran around the house a little bit. It was kind of fun to watch.
Okay.
Donna's my wife, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah, they don't, but now they do. All right. And the other thing that's such a relief is Juicy Smollett. We've come to a decision about the juice. I didn't even really want to talk about it, to be quite honest. There's so many other things going on in the world that I thought were much more important, and I believe that they still are. But boy, it was one big bizarro moment. I don't want to get to that yet. We'll get to it in just a second. How are you this morning, by the way? How are things where you are?
I'm good. I feel like the world's a little bit safer with Juicy in jail.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. I won't call him the Juice, because wasn't that OJ's moniker for a while?
That's right, it was. So let's keep away from that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to chasing the juice. Oh, and that's
chasing the juice.
Well,
I wonder if he's going to be in the prison play.
Did they do that still? Did they have a prison play? Maybe it's okay.
It's a good joke, isn't it?
Now it is. Okay, excellent. So we have that, and all kinds of other things to go through, including my love for the governor of the state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, who does not give a about anybody, including Disney. And if you want. And he's just like going after Disney when it comes to some of the things that they have said about the fake does not exist don't say gay bill, which there is no don't say gay bill, but they somehow people have insisted that there's a don't say gay bill in Florida, and then Disney jumps on board and says, this is horrible, it's horrific. It's like, have you read it? No, we haven't, but it's horrible and horrific. Okay. And then there's more details that I'm going to talk about later, but it really speaks to how the mob, Mike, can put together a narrative, get everybody whipped up, and it's hey, listen, it even rolls into the Juicy Smollett story, right? I mean, you get the mob that gets all hyped up, and then you have people who do things that maybe otherwise they wouldn't be doing because of all the hype and how crazy the mob makes it.
Yeah, and then when the truth comes out, the mob goes silent. You're not hearing much reporting about Juicy, because they'd all have to go back to how they screwed up at the initial report, when all of us went, hey, it's 16 degrees below zero in Chicago. It's 2:30 in the morning. Nobody's wearing MAGA hats in Chicago. And they're certainly not recognizing a guy all bundled up for winter.
Right.
Walking around in Arctic temperatures.
It's so ridiculous.
We all knew it was Bravo Sierra from the jump. But so many people jumped on board to try and get on the virtue signaling train.
Yeah.
So they won't talk about it because it would point right back to their idiocy.
Yeah. Speaking of pointing to idiocy, I don't know if it's really nice to call the vice president of the United States or direct that direction, but we can because, we, as people said, we're not sending our best. We're not sending our best out there. I guess really, let's take a step back. She did fix the border issue, right? Oh, wait, no, she didn't. I'm sorry. Okay. No, she didn't fix the border issue. And we still have that to deal with. That hasn't, just because it's off the headlines doesn't mean it's gone away. There's even more on that story. But then now, do you have some of that audio of what we witnessed yesterday with the vice president?
Yeah. So Kamala went to a press conference with Polish President Duda. And a person in the media asked a question, will we take refugees? Are we going to be accepting refugees? And she asked the question, the reporter, and then Kamala stood there, stunned, stone-faced, and the cackling came out. And then she looked at the president of Poland and said, okay, and...
A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Yeah. That's while this was going on, here's the interesting thing. Mike Pence, the former vice president, was actually on the border between Poland and Ukraine, talking about how we could help and talking about real aid, while this cackling clown was standing in front of the world, showing Putin that we couldn't be any weaker if we wanted to be.
Right. And even there were others that were talking about, who was it? Wasn't there a press secretary, an ex-Ukrainian press secretary that decided to tweet about the vice president?
Former Ukrainian press secretary to Zelensky publicly tweeted that it would be a tragedy if this woman were to be elected president. And it doesn't even have to be that unanimous or that much of a full nation decision. God forbid something happens to Joe Biden, she's the president.
Right. Yeah.
And the whole world sees that we don't have a direction here. We're leading from behind. We sent this clown, this idiot, this fake person to go represent us. And she doesn't say anything. She's a word salad maker. Remember when she was at like 4 days ago, she was at a battery plant.
Imagine all the heavy-duty vehicles that keep our supply lines strong and allow our economy to grow. Imagine that they produced zero emissions.
Yeah, imagine you might have a brain in your head.
Right. The only thing missing is the Nancy Pelosi scraping the knuckles together.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's also that. But and somebody described it to me as. And man, this was a great description yesterday, talking about the vice president in this trip. As somebody who imagine, even if it's you're in middle school or high school, and you're told to do a book report, and you didn't read the book, you don't know anything about the book, you just know the title of the book and maybe a couple of names in the book. And so when the teacher has you stand up in front of the class and explain to everyone about the book, and you say, Tom, he was a thumb, and there was this place that Tom thumbed at. And so then he did stuff.
Yeah, Tom Thumb was a hitchhiker who made it all the way across the country.
Yeah, right. That's it. That's her. That's her. Like, I did not study for this report. I did not study for this test. I'm really not sure what this is all about. But just give me a couple of bullet points, and then I'll run with it. I mean, she sounds completely lost. And everybody sees it. Everybody sees it. Unfortunately.
And that's the sad truth. And I think everybody's holding their breath for Joe Biden to stay healthy until 2024.
Yeah.
Seriously,
No,
because
I know.
we have somebody who's clueless and somebody who's feckless.
Yep.
And the combination is really terrifying, and it emboldens the people who hate us.
Yeah. A couple of other things. Obviously, the scary numbers that came out yesterday. We found inflation is outpacing wages. We found almost 8% on the CPI. We were looking at big numbers. Everything is through the roof, and we see it. And unfortunately, the people that we would believe that have an answer to all of this want to blame Putin. And also say, hey, listen, the inflation, are you enjoying this? Because it's not going to get any better. And that's not my words. That's Janet Yellen who's saying these things. Like, if you're going to buy something, I hate to say it, but you might want to buy it now, especially if it's a big item like refrigerators and tires and things like that. We're not in a good place.
We're not in a good place at all, and it will not be slowed down. It will not be transitory is the word that they like to use so
I can't believe
often
that they
in
do
this
this. And so many people have been using, for the longest time, people were saying that to me. It's like, how do you not understand? And even with oil, Mike, the one thing I talked to Congressman Byron Donalds about yesterday and had this conversation is people forget that oil's a commodity. So when somebody says the Keystone XL pipeline, what in the world is that going to do? I'll tell you what it does. It tells the marketplace that there's going to be more oil coming into the marketplace that is not coming from someplace that we can't trust. That changes the market. That brings prices down. So as a commodity, that's what ends up happening. That's part of the equation. But somehow people not only forget that, but it's not even discussed. Like, that's in there. It would be in there. That's part of it. It doesn't have to be the tangible physical oil out of the ground or in the pipe, but knowing that it's there, that's a huge part of this.
That's why we have a futures market, where people buy oil and corn and all those commodity futures because they're predicting what the supply is going to be and how it's going to affect the base price line. But here's the other thing about Keystone that people don't talk about. Do you know that Keystone XL was not just bringing oil from Canada? It would have brought oil from Montana and other states in the north and South Dakota, and would have brought millions, tens of millions of dollars to those states in terms of budget help. And we aren't allowing that. Instead, we're putting that oil on trains and tankers and driving them where they could be subject to accidents. Pipelines are incredibly environmentally good compared to trucks and trains. But these idiots, again, I know I'm overusing it. I want to call it these leaders of our kakistocracy are just blind to that.
Yeah. Either they're blind to it or they're doing it purposely, and doing things with purpose should frighten you even more, as many people have said, and I said even yesterday, because you've known since day one, and everybody heard it out of his mouth and everybody else's mouth, that fossil fuels were going to go away, that we don't want them, we don't want to grab them. It doesn't make a difference how many of your products and the long list of things that are made with oil. No, we want to get down to some imaginary level of zero. Okay, so look at your desk, look at your house, look at your kitchen, look at your living room, look at your car, look at and think about all the things that are made with something that all of a sudden is going to be, zero? That's a ridiculous statement to make. But the point is that this is purposeful. This is something that they've had purpose on, which is to eliminate fossil fuels. And they didn't just telegraph it. They said it. They big signs. What else do you want? Cars, trucks, moving vans, parades. What do you need? They said it all before, Mike.
Parades would be good.
Yeah, I guess. Well, at least that would be. I shouldn't have said the parade part, because actually, parades are happy.
Well, most of them. It's St. Patrick's Day coming up this weekend. A lot of parades this weekend with St. Patrick's Day next week. But you know what? You bring up a really interesting point here, and that is the nudge, 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 push, push, push all of us towards electric vehicles. And they were doing it through raising prices. That was the theory behind getting people to quit smoking by taxing the hell out of cigarettes. And that seems to have worked in many ways. That's a sin tax. Well, look at the rising price of oil and gasoline. It's going to create a sin tax on driving an internal combustion vehicle. And may I play a Geraldo Revolting clip, because that's my new name for him, Geraldo Revolting. He's on the 5. Yep. He's supposed to be a Republican. He sits in the Democrat chair on the show.
He should.
But he had a realization last night, or at least he thinks he did, but they disabused him of this misconception. He starts by grousing about Putin and then gets into the oil issue.
I don't care if you blame Putin, the oil companies, or Joe Biden. What I really don't like is the partisan divide. And I've never particularly heard oil fat cats who are reaping record profits being their virtue extolled quite as eloquently as it has been here.
Now, that's the setup, right?
Yeah.
So he's saying he can't believe that the oil fat cats who are making all this money are being given room on this show, on this channel. And he said nothing about Pfizer and Moderna and all the pharmaceutical companies who've been allowed to reap record profits over an untested vaccine. But this is where he steps in it here.
Yeah. I think the notion that we want that the Democrats want intentionally high oil prices to make the country go green is preposterous.
They said it.
They said it.
Yeah, they did say it. They said it.
Well, it is preposterous.
Believe your ears.
I believe that the oil companies are making record profits. Look to where follow the money.
Yeah, follow it all the way to Iran and Russia and maybe Venezuela.
I love Judge Janine. She gets him. She nails it. But what he's saying is that I believe this is what's going on. And when he's confronted with the fact that the Democrats have said for years, since Barack Obama,
right.
Remember he talked about, well, you can start a new coal plant, a new power plant, but you're going to go broke.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was out of his mouth that he said that, and everybody knows it. It's been years, and a couple of things that I want to mention to people. Mike Opelka is joining us this morning, starting off the Friday right. I like that, and a couple of things I'm going to bring up. Number one is in the 7 o'clock hour. I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to have Lee Smith on next week because he has to explain this. The great Lee Smith. Yeah. So last week we were talking about a lot of different things, and anytime Lee talks about issues, I want to have him on, especially when people believe that they're provocative. He had a fantastic piece in Tablet Magazine about Ukraine's deadly gamble and the corruption and everything else that we cannot avoid. And he came on to talk about that. But I heard a podcast that he was on, Mike, and I'll tell you, it was remarkable yesterday. And I'm going to have him on to talk about this. The fact that you have to understand that there is a tie in all of this, the issues with Russia and Ukraine and the United States and Iran, and it's huge. And the tie of what's going on with Iran and going back to Barack Obama and the administration, and then tying that into some of the current news of the day regarding what Joe Biden is and is not doing. Things like, why would Joe Biden deny? Why would he be the guy to deny Ukraine these planes? Because when you talk about Poland and saying, we've got the plane, all right, you want air support, we've got the planes, we'll send you the planes, you send them over, and then this whole idea of, well, it's kind of an iffy, touchy situation, because and if they come from Ramstein, then of course it's going to look like we did it, and it's going to start. But Biden put the kibosh on this. But there's a bigger reason why. And the way he laid it out, it's going to take me some time. And I'm going to have Lee Smith on to explain it. But it is unbelievable, and it really does spell out a lot of what is going on and the reasons why. Why would Biden be almost? It almost appears as if he's trying to help Putin and Russia. Instead of siding with Ukraine, he's helping Putin. Like, why would that be the case? Why would you not afford them some of the things that you would imagine they should have to begin with? And when you put Iran into the picture and you see the history, all of a sudden it makes sense. It's remarkable. So we'll talk about that. But the other thing, go ahead.
Make sure you, and I'm sure you probably brought this up, Russia is helping Iran negotiate with John Kerry.
That's part of it. That is now right. And so when you say, well, the reason why, like Katie Pavlich mentioned yesterday in a Twitter feed, and other people have said it, well, it's obvious. The reason why Joe Biden did not do this, put the kibosh on the planes and being able to supply them to Ukraine, was because, if you want to get right down to it, it's Russia that's negotiating the Iran nuclear deal. So he doesn't want to do anything that's going to disrupt that. But then that gives you the fundamental question. Why is Russia negotiating the Iran deal? And why is the Biden administration so invested in this? And when you hear
92.5.
and you hear the history, sorry, we're running long. It's okay. When you hear the history, it's remarkable, and we'll spell that out. So we got to take a break. You've got to run, right? You don't want to stick around, I don't suppose.
I'll run. I'll come back at the end. 8:30. I'll be back again. We'll hang out, and because I just want to remind you.
What?
A friend in need is a friend in need.
Oh, God. Wait a minute. Am I the friend in need? Okay. Indeed.
I don't know. I am. I just need a hug.
I'll
be back at 8:30.
All right. We'll see you at 8:30. All right. Mike Opelka. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox Business Report is presented by the Darda Real Estate Group at dardagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Energy experts say pain at the pump is going to get worse. Gas Buddy projects the national average will top $4.50 a gallon. And Geltrude and Company believes it could go as high as $10 unless the White House expands domestic oil production. The average now, according to AAA, is $4.32 a gallon. Electric truck maker Rivian says supply chain issues will sharply curtail factory output this year. It expects to produce 25,000 trucks. Analysts had expected 40,000. Goldman Sachs joins a growing list of companies ordering employees to return to the office full-time. And stocks fell over concerns about rising inflation and the war in Ukraine. The Dow lost 112 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
Are you ready to list your home for sale? What if you could receive a guaranteed offer on your home with no showings, no open houses, and no stress? Contact the Darda Group at dardagroup.com to learn about their guaranteed offer. The Darda Group has 30 years of experience and consistently ranks in the top 3% of real estate agents in Lee County. Find out if your home qualifies for a guaranteed offer and how you may receive an offer in as little as 24 hours and close escrow in as little as 21 days. No home prep, no showings, no open houses. You control when your home is sold and when you move. Learn more about this elite real estate team and the guaranteed offer at dardagroup.com. Don't wait. Schedule an appointment at dardagroup.com. That's dardagroup.com. A Compass Realty broker.
Hey guys, it's Robbie Raw. As an RN and health and fitness expert, I know that self-care from head to toe is so important for a healthy, fit lifestyle. One of my secrets for staying active, fit, and pain-free are my amazing art supports from the Good Feet store. It's not just about which shoes you wear, it's what's in them and how your body aligns from your feet on up. I'm telling you, these were a game changer for me. I am as active as ever, and I feel like myself again. If you have foot pain, knee, hip, or back pain, the first thing you should do is visit the Good Feet store for a free personalized fitting and test walk. I'm not going to stop living my best life anytime soon, nor should you. To be the best version of you, you need to take care of yourself, and the Good Feet store can make that happen. And by the way, when you feel great, you look great, and that's the raw truth. Learn more and find the location nearest you at goodfeet.com.
If you're taking a shot at the best pre-owned vehicles, make sure you score. Make sure you shop Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Through Monday only, it's CPO Madness. Certified. We're crossing over the competition with a massive selection of certified pre-owned vehicles, the best in the Southeast. It's the closest thing to driving a new vehicle, only you pay thousands less. Certified. Sutherland CPO vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Certified. So you can score a game-winning deal and have peace of mind. What else would you expect from the #1 certified pre-owned dealer? Certified. Shop all your favorite models like CPO Ultimas, Rogues, and Titans. This isn't the time to sit on the sidelines. Hurry to CPO Madness for the best selection. Through Monday only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much. See dealer for details.
It's an electric superhighway with more clean energy from FPL, powering the EV revolution. We're building one of the largest fast charging networks in the state. Coming this summer, home charging with unlimited nights and weekends for one low price. Because as ready as we are for the future that's already here, we'll be out in front to light the way forward. See how at fpl.com/EVready.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-617-7851. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-617-7851. That's 800-617-7851. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Wink News. Traffic.
You're out on the roads this morning. Fog still that main story. The few crashes we are watching in Fort Myers and then also parts of Immokalee. So you're going to want to anticipate those slowdowns if you're headed between the Gulf and East Coast. Also, a crash in Naples on Beck Boulevard with injuries doesn't seem to be causing a lot of delays right now, but something to look out for. Other than that, relatively incident-free at this hour. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
After some patchy fog this morning, we warm right back up into the upper 80s for this afternoon. Look for high near 88 degrees for your Friday under a mix of sun and clouds with just a stray shower possible. Breezy today as winds persist into the south and west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We keep it dry for your Friday evening and Friday night plans. Saturday morning off to a dry start, but we'll be tracking a line of rain and thunderstorms set to move throughout the day for your Saturday ahead of our next cold front. A windy day of weather for Saturday with a high of 83 degrees. We even have the potential of maybe seeing an isolated severe thunderstorm or two, primarily for the northern half of southwest Florida. Much cooler for your Sunday as temperatures fall into the 40s waking up Sunday morning. We're back into the middle 70s for Sunday afternoon, where it will be mostly sunny and breezy. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Chevy Sales, Marty speaking.
Oh, top of the morning to you, Marty.
You again.
Do you feel lucky?
Lucky?
Yeah, it's the Lucky You event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Right now, Victory Lane's offering no payments for 120 days.
What the?
And new Chevy trucks come with a $1,000 accessory allowance.
No way.
But you don't really need luck with their goal of 100% credit approval.
No such thing as luck, pal.
Well, don't tell that to your customers, because they're going to need all the luck they can get. He hung up. During the Lucky You event, get 2.99 APR for 72 months and no payments for 120 days. New Chevy trucks have a $1,000 accessory allowance, plus an additional $500 off MSRP. Get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Se habla español. Plus tax, tag, and fees with approved credit. All offers on in-stock vehicles must finance through GM Financial. Offers cannot combine. Ends 3/31/22.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. Our team is expanding as we grow, and we're looking for a few good people. We're taking applications right now for air conditioning installers, air conditioning helpers, the service mechanic department, our sales team, and we have a few spots open in our apprentice program, where we will take a novice person with no training, put them with a supervisor for a 6-month training program. This will require a commitment to the company. So if you feel you could be one of the best, apply in person at 4697 Elevation Way in Fort Myers. We're just off Martin Luther King Boulevard in the Benchmark Industrial Park. You can call us at 239-482-1542 for directions. If you want to be one of the best, come join us at Kobe Cooling. License CACO 57313.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Name one small insurance company. Couldn't think of one, could you? Didn't think so. Most insurance companies are big, really big. They have thousands of lawyers. Imagine it's a beautiful day. Sun is shining, birds singing. You're on your way to work, and then bam, your whole life changes in that second. Forever. You're injured, and now you have to fight for justice or live your life in pain. Let me give you some straight talk. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. Over $1 billion in one case alone. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a time. Always on time or you don't pay a time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Tee off for a great day of golf at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Enjoy excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, a large driving range and practice area, plus Knickers Pub. Also sign up for one of Coral Oaks' comprehensive golf schools with sessions running through April. You're sure to improve your game. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
Let's roll, America. Get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in during Naples Nissan's Let's Roll America sales event. Hey, Southwest Florida, Aaron Walker here. Come roll with us at Naples Nissan and get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in, whether it runs or not. Push, pull, or drag it in if you have to. Choose from over 200 new Nissan models in stock, ready to drive home, and all backed by Naples Nissan's exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in and get rolling in a brand new 2022 Nissan today. Don't miss the Let's Roll America sales event only at Naples Nissan on Pine Ridge Road. That's exit 107 off I-75 or naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Visit naplesnissan.com for full details.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right, there's a lot to roll through today, so I'm going to kind of pick up the pace. A lot of places we've got to go. Guests coming on. Senator Manny Diaz is going to join us. State Senator Manny Diaz, and we're going to talk about the Stop Woke Act, and we're going to talk about the parents' Bill of Rights, the education, and the silly, the whole, I don't even want to say the 3 words that everybody's been parroting about. Yeah, well, you know what it is already. Don't say gay. I said it. Okay. But I need to at least play a little bit of, I just need kind of a little fun break. We need a little Kamala. That's what we need.
It's not Kamala. It's not Kamala. It's Kamala. Kamala Harris.
Just combine comma with law and you get Kamala.
I am here, standing here on the northern flank, on the eastern flank, talking about what we have in terms of the eastern flank and our NATO allies, and what is at stake at this very moment. What is at stake this very moment are some of the guiding principles around the NATO alliance.
I can't do it. We're all doomed. We're doomed. That's it. She's second in line. It's just trying to put that out there. That's who is
not a joke.
We really did this. Like somebody really thought that Kamala Harris was okay. Anyway, let's just. All right. So
Maybe you should do the show like that.
Do what?
I'm Drew Steele, and I'm sitting here talking into this microphone.
I told you it's exactly what she is. If you're trying to figure out who Kamala Harris is as Vice President of the United States, a buddy of mine brought it up yesterday, and it's plain and simple. You didn't do the homework. You're in middle school and high school, and you have to present to the class about the book called Tom Thumb or whatever, Tom Sawyer, and you're just like, there's this guy named Tom, and he likes boats, and there's an island, and even Disney has it, and Tom's a fun name, and stuff happens, and it's an adventure. And his last name is Sawyer. Like, that's the Vice President of the United States. That's it. That's all you need to know. Then on the other side of that, we got the President of the United States upon hearing that we have the U.S. consumer prices rising at the fastest pace in 40 years. I mean, it's temporary, people. It's transitory. It's nothing. It's just, we're trying to shift over from the shutdown. How many years ago was that again? Yeah. We're just trying to shift over, and we're still masking up, and Kids are still masking up in schools. Oh, no, they're not. There's nobody's going out. Nobody is going places. They're not going to restaurants or theme parks or anything. Kind of are. But listen, we got big time problems. But the president of the United States doesn't think that is the case at all. Here's from yesterday, and I guess he's speaking to Democrats, and he says,
I believe we have a record to be incredibly proud of.
He thinks that we have a record to be incredibly proud of. Where? What? Tell us. Please articulate the very, very clear, precise, succinct issues and items that you have to be very proud of. What are they? And how are you clapping? You're a Democrat. What are you doing? Get off this ship. Just don't jump off the ship, and don't. And if it's a moving train, just wait till it pulls into a station, and then get off. Telling lies about the Build Back Broke plan.
By the way,
yeah, tell us.
All these programs and others I'm not going to mention in the interest of time, they're going to be able to be done without raising the taxes one single penny.
Really?
On anyone making less than $400,000 a year.
That's a lie. That's a lie, and nobody believes you. Well, there's somebody, Democrats believe you, but there he is, lying to everybody. It would have raised taxes on 30% of the middle class. And we see how the taking of and raising taxes on individual companies and corporations, how that works. We've always known how that works. And they just take it, and it's the rich CEOs that just say, I'll take less money. It's passing it on to you. But again, do I have to explain this? We don't want to. So you've got the highest since January 1982, 40 years, just about 8%. Everything that you can possibly think of has gone up. So if you're, for example, you've got the increase in used vehicles, in produce, in furniture, in just you name it. Everything has gone up, right? And double digits. Have you been to the gas station lately? So if you're somebody that wants to gas up your new 1974 Pinto hatchback, and you're planning on eating a roasted chicken on your brand new couch, you're in trouble. And so are a lot of other people. I mean, there's all kinds of things that are happening. But Janet Yellen says, listen, everything's going to be just fine. Don't you worry about it. Treasury Secretary Yellen says it's transitory. Who am I kidding? No, it's going to get worse.
Today, President Biden responding.
Yeah, okay, that's different. That's an NBC News report. Here's Yellen.
I don't want to make a prediction exactly as to what's going to happen in the second half of the year.
Yeah.
You know, we're likely to see another year in which 12-month inflation numbers remain very uncomfortably high.
Uncomfortably high. Is there inflation that's comfortably high? She said it's very uncomfortably high. Is there a very comfortably high inflation rate? I'm just asking for Janet Yellen. I'm not really sure she's sure either. But again, it was NBC. That's where I was going with this. That's saying, hey, listen, this is Biden's fault, right? I mean, we all see what's going on here.
Today, President Biden responding, saying he's fighting to bring down prices, blaming inflation in large part on what he calls Putin's price hike.
I'm sorry, the hashtag Putin price hike it's first of all, let me just say this. You've messed up the alliteration. It should be Putin's price problem. No, you can't say it. Yes, it's the Putin price problem. If they would have done it properly, the proper way to do that would have been the Putin price problem. You don't say Putin price hike. That's a mistake right there if you're trying to. Okay.
But prices surged last month almost entirely before Russia invaded Ukraine.
Whoa. What? Hold on. What?
Blaming inflation in large part on what he calls Putin's price hike.
We got that.
But prices surged last month almost entirely before Russia invaded Ukraine.
No. I heard Jen Psaki yesterday. I heard her talking about it's the Putin price hike. I heard about it's Putin problem, or it's a Putin.
Bowl of doggy do.
Stay out of it. And Maria Bartiromo was looking at the numbers. I'm just telling you. If you're looking at buying some big ticket items, low ticket items, middle ticket items, things you use every day, you might want to buy a little bit more. Why?
The key to this report is what it may tell us about the future, and it looks like things are going to get worse. You talked about the price of wheat and the price of corn. They are also showing spikes in this report, but people are expecting oil prices to keep moving higher and that to undercut the price of food. Remember, as far as oil is concerned, we are still not even in the peak season. The peak driving season for gasoline is July, and we're expecting to see a spike in gasoline already above $5 a gallon. That is expected to go much higher later on in the summer. And now we are hearing the calls of recession get louder.
Oh, boy. Can anybody call this radio station, 239-479-5592? Maybe you want to text, whatever it is on the Brett AC talking text line. Can you tell me one positive thing that Joe Biden has done as president of the United States? Is there anything? Anything at all? Can you give me one thing that we can hang a hat on? Or, well, I can't afford to buy a hat. I got to be honest. I've been using, sometimes I use shorts. Sometimes it's undergarments. It depends. As long as it's got a stretchy around them. Yeah, just looking for the one thing. And who is this? Peter Ducey yesterday with Jen Psaki.
Jen, we just heard you say again that you think inflation is going to be temporary.
Yeah.
We've heard you say that it was going to be temporary since last spring. So how long do you guys think temporary is?
Well, again, Peter, I think what we do is we rely on the assessments of the Federal Reserve and of outside economic analysts.
Can you give us the names of the people that are saying that it's going to be temporary? Can you give us the people, the outside analysts and the people at the Fed who are telling us that this is nothing to worry about, it's just a temporary thing? Can you give us the names of the people and have them maybe come to the podium and say the same thing? Because I don't think they exist.
Who give an assessment of how long it will last. The expectations and their assessment at this point continues to be that it will moderate by the end of the year. There's also no...
Wait, I just played Janet Yellen. She said at the end of the year, 12 months. She sees it's very high. She used the word very. Yeah. So what is she talking about?
Question that when a foreign dictator invades a foreign country...
All right, we got to stop. It's the Putin price problem hike thing. All right. Rusty's in Cape Coral. Rusty claims, it's Friday, and listen, sometimes you reach out to people who call, and it may be something that you're risking your profession to do this. Are you okay? Are you on an elevator? Where are you, Rusty?
I'm in my truck headed to work.
All right, Rusty's got it. He's got a positive with Joe Biden. Give it to me.
The only thing positive is hopefully it's opened more people's eyes to how power hungry and what these people would do for power. And it's not Putin's price hikes. It's Biden's bend me over and take it any way you're going to get it.
Oh, well, there's that part of it. All right. Thank you for the call there, Rusty. Craig's in Naples. What's going on, Craig?
Hey, Drew. How you doing?
You know, go. Yeah.
You know, I love your show.
But
and I love.
I hear a big
but anyway,
button.
here's what I got to say.
Yes, sir.
The Democrats, for years, have wanted to bring this country down to everybody else's level around the world. They feel that we were born with a silver spoon in our mouth, and that what we got was given to us. And I am so sick of the Democratic Party that I could throw up.
Well, don't do that, because especially when you're driving, I'm not going to say it's happened to me recently, but I can tell you it's an awful way to drive. It's just
Drew,
really not good.
I got to tell you, you guys do an extreme service to the local community here in Naples and so forth and so on. I can't thank you enough for the way that you and Trey bring out the things that people just don't read or they just don't care about anymore. I think the American people have gotten to the point where, what can I do?
Yeah.
I vote. The votes are stolen. What can I do to help the situation? And I don't know if there is anything that we can do.
Is that true? You don't know if there's anything you can do?
Well, I know. I mean, you vote, and you.
Well,
can,
there's more. There's more than that. There's more. I mean, let's get. You bring up an important point, and thank you for the comments. I appreciate it. But you bring up an interesting and a very important point, Craig, and thanks for the call. I appreciate it. So listen, What do? You have influence every single day. Every day. I mean, don't let this pass you by. This is an important comment I'm going to make, and you may have heard me say this before, but it's true. If you're waiting for somebody in Washington, D.C. to come down on a white horse and wave a wand, and all of a sudden everything goes away, we've just made everything better. There he is, the one guy that's going to do it. No, there is no one guy that's going to do it. There's no one girl that's going to do it. There's not one non-binary that's going to do it. Nobody's going to do it. You certainly have a choice of who will be the people that will implement some of the policies, most of the policies you hope, and some of the things that you care about, your values. Values, hey, did I mention the word values? Your values. But they're not the answer. They're not the end-all, be-all. But the one thing you do have is your sphere of influence. You have your bubble. You have your family. You have your friends. You have your street corner. You have your church. You have all of these different places where you do have, in many cases, an even stronger voice than the dude on the white horse and the thing and the okay, all right, I get it. Okay, yeah. So you do have influence. You do have, and you never know who is listening. So if you're having a conversation with somebody that's a yes man or woman or non-binary, and they're nodding their head into things that you're saying, you think we're not getting anywhere. You agree with me all the time. You never know who's listening over your shoulder, who's looking to make a comment against what you're saying, but all of a sudden says, I never thought of it that way. There's a lot of that going on. So please don't give up on that. All right, 239-479-5592. We got to take a break. And when we come back, I don't know, more of your calls. I don't care if you want to do that. It's Friday. I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with talking about some bigger issues. The Lee Smith thing that I want to talk about. It's going to take a little time to get into the minutia of it, as it were. But it's really important. I mean, the connections between Biden and Russia and Iran, and why is it that Iran should be the focus in this conversation? Really? In Russia attacking Ukraine, that there's an Iranian component to this that may be the most important component? I'll explain coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now, Trey for the Drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Rock Solid wants you to be our customer at Rock Solid Countertops and More. $9.99 gets it done. For a limited time only, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99. Installed. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team in Naples. And now serving Port Charlotte at 4135 Tamiami Trail. Visit Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
At the NCH Heart Institute in Naples, Florida, we are transforming cardiac care. Offering the most subspecialties in Southwest Florida, the NCH Heart Institute was named one of America's 100 best hospitals for cardiac care for the 7th year in a row by Healthgrades. We are elevating the patient experience. We are becoming the premier destination for cardiac care. The NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Replace your AC today, go on a cruise tomorrow. Island Air wants to send you to the island. Matt here from Island Air of Southwest Florida with some great news.
Decisions. Do I buy an air conditioner? Do I take a vacation? For a limited time, Island Air is offering you both in one package.
Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpet starting at, wait a minute, let me just get this right, at just $1.99 a square foot?
Yes, installed carpet pad and labor, $1.99.
And there's the phones ringing already. Look at that. They're getting excited.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, tell me more about what we've got here.
So we've got a big selection, and this is quite a carpet.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-5400.
4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Your new home is calling you to live the good life at a good price. River Hall in Hampton Lakes offers the most livable master planned neighborhood in the Gulf Coast with single family homes from the mid 200s to the 800s. It's resort style living with abundant recreation surrounding a Davis Love III Championship golf course, all just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers. See new model homes at livelargeforless.com. That's live large, the number 4, less.com.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Naples.
When Truly Nolan is on the chase, what do you know? You know they're faster than a speeding cockroach, able to leap into spaces where only spiders hide. You know they're smarter than conniving ants and more nimble than a swarm of mosquitoes. You know whatever they're after, they'll get the job done right. Because when Truly Nolan is in hot pursuit, you know there's no escape. Schedule your free estimate today and get $50 off pest control by going to trulynolan.com or call us at 800-GO-TRULY.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up. Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance. Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Terrorism. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what Ukraine's president calls Russia's attacks, telling its soldiers,
you can still save yourselves if you just go home.
Volodymyr Zelensky vowing they face either death or prison.
Cities around the country continue to be surrounded and bombed.
One big target for the Russians in a Ukrainian air base as a long convoy near the capital starts to move.
Armored units from that convoy are now seen maneuvering in and through the surrounding towns close to the airport. Elements of the convoy further north have repositioned and are redeployed in forests along tree lines with towed artillery howitzers in firing positions nearby.
That's Fox's Benjamin Hall in Kyiv. The Senate last night followed the House approving another $14 billion in aid to Ukraine and a massive spending bill to fund our government. The conflict keeps raising gas prices. Regulars up another penny today. AAA's national average now a record $4.33 per gallon. Diesel's up 8 cents to a new all-time high $5.13. And while President Biden blames Russia, Republicans say his green energy policies are to blame for pre-invasion gas price hikes. But he told a Democratic National Committee event,
we are increasing oil production with a record productivity. By the end of the year, we will have produced more oil than any time in the last number of years.
It's 2 years to the day now since COVID was declared a pandemic. President Trump told us that night,
we will ultimately and expeditiously defeat this virus.
COVID is now blamed for 6 million deaths out of 453 million cases worldwide. And while infections fall here and the CDC says most of us can be unmasked, the government will keep requiring mask wearing on planes and trains till April 18th. They're getting ready to play ball.
I am genuinely thrilled to be able to say that Major League Baseball's back and we're going to play 162 games.
Major League Commissioner Rob Manfred, after owners and players agreed to a new contract. Spring training starts this weekend. Opening day will be April 7th. America listening to Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
If you're out on the roads this morning, fog's still that main story. The few crashes we are watching
in Fort Myers and then also parts of Immokalee. So you're going to want to anticipate those slowdowns if you're headed between the Gulf and East Coast. Also, a crash in Naples on Beck Boulevard with injuries doesn't seem to be causing a lot of delays right now, but something to look out for. Other than that, relatively incident-free at this hour. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wertz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
After some patchy fog this morning, we warm right back up into the upper 80s for this afternoon. Look for high near 88 degrees for your Friday under a mix of sun and clouds with just a stray shower possible. Breezy today as winds persist out of the south and west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We keep it dry for your Friday evening and Friday night plans. Saturday morning off to a dry start, but we'll be tracking a line of rain and thunderstorms set to move throughout the day for your Saturday ahead of our next cold front. A windy day of weather for Saturday with a high of 83 degrees. We even have the potential of maybe seeing an isolated severe thunderstorm or two, primarily for the northern half of southwest Florida. Much cooler for your Sunday as temperatures fall into the 40s waking up Sunday morning. We're back into the middle 70s for Sunday afternoon, where it will be mostly sunny and breezy. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
No matter where you want to listen, you'll be all set when you stream 92.5 Fox News live at rightallalong.net.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and you know and I know that finding a doctor is one of the most important decisions that you can make in your life for you and your family. And you want to find somebody that's going to promote patient interaction and advocacy above all else. That's why I love Dr. Svetlana Kogan. She's my doctor, and I'm just telling you, it's that personal interaction, that one-on-one, the time that she spends, the huge amount of time going into detail. It's like nothing I've ever seen, and it's that connection that means so much to me. She's got a calming demeanor that'll help you if you've got anxiety about maybe issues that are going on in your life, but you need somebody in your life that you can trust, a physician that will listen. And here's the best part. She'll meet with you face to face anytime you need her, no matter where you are. You've got direct contact and complete access to Dr. Kogan. And that's why I love Dr. Svetlana Kogan. Find out more about her practice on 5th Avenue South by going to customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com.
Spend time and money on spring break and enjoying the outdoors and save on your insurance. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. Now is the time for spring cleaning. Cleaning up your policies and finding savings where you can. If spring means a move, a new car, or new drivers hitting the road, then consider us for help reevaluating coverage and costs. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better insurance coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com, Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
You already know that Genesis produces some of the most luxurious cars and SUVs in the world. But did you know that Genesis of Naples is the world's #1 largest volume Genesis dealer? Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples, and we're #1 because we make sure you have a luxurious buying experience. Yes, my staff and I are honored to help our customers get into a new Genesis with our large volume of incoming inventory, like Motor Trend's 2022 SUV of the Year, the all-new GV70, or the hot midsize GV80, plus the G70, G80, G90 luxury sedans. Come see why the Genesis G80 ranked #1 in initial quality among upper midsize premium cars by J.D. Power. As the world's largest dealer, we receive the largest share incoming models. So let us help you reserve yours. We're taking pre-orders now, so come in and select your dream Genesis. Visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road today.
Based on 2021 retail sales volume GMA. For J.D. Power 2021 U.S. award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Stop. Don't purchase any diamonds, jewelry, or engagement rings until you come to Duncan's Diamonds. We are not your typical jewelry store. Here are a few reasons. Family owned. Stuart Duncan and his family have been involved in the wholesale diamond business for nearly a century. No middleman. We are direct diamond importers, offering prices 30 to 40% lower than the rest, passing all those savings to you. No pressure. We are not paid on commission. We are here to help you even if you do not purchase from us, and to make sure you are happy. The largest selection of diamonds and jewelry, access to millions of jewelry styles, and that is up to 30 times what you find in an ordinary jewelry store. Free services, like clean and check whether you purchased from us or not. Don't take our word from a radio ad. Visit Duncan's Diamonds. We will prove we will not be undersold anywhere, anytime, by anybody. Duncan's Diamonds.
US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Naples at Mercado.
Hey guys, it's Robbie Raw. As an RN and health and fitness expert, I know that self-care from head to toe is so important for a healthy, fit lifestyle. One of my secrets for staying active, fit, and pain-free are my amazing art supports from the Good Feet store. It's not just about what shoes you wear, it's what's in them and how your body aligns from your feet on up. I'm telling you, these were a game changer for me. I am as active as ever, and I feel like myself again. If you have foot pain, knee, hip, or back pain, the first thing you should do is visit the Good Feet store for a free personalized fitting and test walk. I'm not going to stop living my best life anytime soon, nor should you. To be the best version of you, you need to take care of yourself, and the Good Feet store can make that happen. And by the way, when you feel great, you look great, and that's the raw truth. Learn more and find the location nearest you at goodfeet.com.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
All right, look, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. There's a lot of other things that we're going to get to this morning, including Ron DeSantis and the takedown of Disney. Did he do that? It's an interesting thing that's going on right now when you're taking on a behemoth like Disney and you're taking on the mouse. We'll explain in just a little bit. And like I said, I don't want to get too deep into this. But there are some aspects that are very important about this discussion. Jussie Smollett is one of the kindest, most gentle human beings I know. I'm praying for his quick recovery. Now, this was an attempted modern-day lynching. No one should have to fear for their life because of their sexuality or color of their skin. We must confront this hate. That was the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, who decided to speak about this in January of 2019, the Jussie Smollett story, calling it a modern-day lynching. And we have to confront it. And apparently it was confronted and finished yesterday in the courts, where someone who faked a hate crime against himself in Chicago sentenced, to 150 days in jail and I guess 30 months of probation. Now, some might be saying, really, 150 days in jail? That's all he gets? Well, yeah. And remember what it was all about. Supposedly, two men, Trump supporters, MAGA hats, 2 o'clock in the morning on the streets of Chicago, 14 degrees outside or minus 14 or whatever it was, doesn't matter. It's Chicago and it's cold. That they attacked him, tied a noose around his neck. You remember all of this, right? The polar vortex that was going on. But here's the bigger issue with this story. Because like I said, I don't want to spend a whole time because ultimately he's already laid down the foundation for people believing somewhere in Hollywood that he's innocent. He was always innocent. This was a takedown of racial proportions, and that's all it's ever been. And it's only because, fill in the blanks, you understand. And so someone in Hollywood will say, come on back, everything's going to be just fine. And he laid out that foundation. Well, how did he do that? Well, again, he could have just said nothing and did his prison time and enough of this. But he decided to speak out yesterday. And as the judge was talking about the case and was trying to speak to a couple of different issues. Number one, the judge talking about how many times he, in his life and growing up, and this, of course, came out in court and his life. And listen to what the judge said.
I know that Jussie Smollett grew up knowing to be sensitive to matters about racial discrimination, any kind of discrimination, any kind of social injustice. And as a matter of fact, I'm learning more about it as we're going on in the letters I've been receiving and the testimony I've heard today. He's been doing this all his life. He doesn't just talk the talk. He's walking the walk. He's out there. He's advocating. He's involved in the community. He cares deeply about social justice issues. And for you now to sit here convicted of hoaxing hate crimes, racial hate crimes, and homophobic hate crimes. The hypocrisy is just astounding.
Astounding. He's like, I don't understand. We've established here in this courtroom, when it comes to social justice and doing the right thing, that you have been that kind of person and you've stood up for others and what you've done in your life. And then all of a sudden the perpetrator hoax, like, why would you do this against almost exactly what you have decried others of doing and being? You ended up doing it yourself. Like, why would you do this? The judge is perplexed. He doesn't understand. And then the story goes about even in the court, how they described a moment where a lawyer was questioning a couple of things that were being said in tweets that were put out and words that were being used. And you can imagine the letter of the word that was being used, and you know what it is, and it's a bad word, and people don't like to say the word or even use the letter of the word because you never know you're going to get canceled. And then he stood up in the courtroom and said, how dare you speak this way? This is an outrage. And having done all of that, and it brought more to the judge's attention that, hold on, there's something not right with this individual. Like, what's going on here? And the judge goes on to say this.
So why did this happen? That's a good question. I think that's the question on everybody's mind. There's some conjecture you did it for the money. Frankly, I do not believe that you did it for the money. You were making, the evidence showed, close to $2 million a year when this happened. I don't think money motivated you at all. But the only thing I can find is that you really craved the attention, and you wanted to get the attention, and you were so invested in issues of social justice, and you knew that this was a sore spot for everybody in this country. You knew this was a country that was slowly trying to heal past injustices and current injustices and trying to make a better future for each other, and it was a hard road. And you took some scabs off some healing wounds and you ripped them apart for one reason. You wanted to make yourself more famous, and for a while it worked. Everybody was talking about you. The lights are on you. You were actually throwing a national pity party for yourself. And why would you do such a thing? Why would you, I understand, you craved the attention so much, but why would you betray something like social justice issues, which you care so much about? And the only thing I can conclude is that and I acknowledge there are wonderful sides to you. There are very giving and charitable and loving sides to you. But you have another side of you that is profoundly arrogant and selfish and narcissistic.
Ooh.
That's the only thing that can be concluded.
Wow. That's a lot. This is during the sentencing. So what does Jussie Smollett do? What does he do?
Okay.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you, and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal.
Okay. So he said a bunch of times he's not suicidal. He's not suicidal. If anything happens to me, I'm not suicidal. Do you see where we're going with this? And he just went through narcissistic and arrogant and everything else. And that's what he says. Like, why are you doing this? And again, that goes back to what I said before. That he could have just taken the sentence, left, and called it a day. But instead, bringing up all of these things. Number one, is he mentally unstable? That is a question that people are asking. And the second thing is, by doing that, does he not lay the foundation for a future where he will get out after 150 days and there will be people that are sensitive to the exact same thing that he just said, believing he's not mentally unstable, but he's very stable. And through his history, he's always been someone who has stood up for social justice, and he just continues to do this because he's innocent, and he claims that he's innocent, and he's not suicidal. And so, sure, we'll bring you back to Hollywood, and we'll pat you on the back and give you big hugs, and everything is fine. And hey, here's your script. And again, faking a hate crime, going after, of course, Trump supporters, going after you. 150 days. 239-479-5592. So that's it. That's all I want to talk about with that. I noticed Post Millennial has a story. The Cardiff Philharmonic Orchestra announces that they're pulling Tchaikovsky from the program after Russia invaded Ukraine. Hey, I understand that corporate America, corporations around the globe have now decided that they are going to take on Russia in their own way. That they've decided that, whether it's McDonald's or Taco Bell or YouTube or TikTok or whoever it is, and now you have orchestras that aren't going to play music from people of Russian descent, Russians, composers, and all the other things that we're doing. And I'm just asking this as a question because people have asked me, are we getting a little carried away here? Well, no, wait a minute. Do you not see what's happening? Russia invaded Ukraine, a sovereign nation. Do you not see the videos and the hospitals being blown up and the deaths and it's horrific? What are you talking about? Well, I understand those people that say that, and there is a legitimate side to what somebody can do, a corporation can do, what an orchestra can do. But at the same time, not playing Tchaikovsky because he was Russian? Vodkas. We're not going to drink the vodka. Well, other things that have been done as well. And the only thing that people have brought up to me that is the big concern with this is, on a global scale, corporations have made this decision that this is how they're going to fight. What if one day China makes the accusation and somehow makes it really look to the world that we did something with chemical biological weapons, that we did something to release a virus onto the planet that kills millions of people? That we did this as a nation and the globe has to stand up against the United States and do something about it. And it's all a hoax. None of it's true. But it's convincing. You see where I'm going with this? That's because in a lot of ways, there are people that say to me, well, this is cancel culture as well, is it not, in some way? And how far this will go and how corporations now have figured out ways that they can cancel and they can stop and they can shift how things operate, along with governments who do the same thing. That there is a slippery slope here. I hope Jake, you see that, right? You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's definitely going to happen. I'm not saying that companies shouldn't pull out of Russia and put the maximum pressure on them when it comes to burgers or cars or TikTok, whatever it is. That they should not feel the economic pain and do their part as well. But I'm just saying that, they're on the backside of that, they've now shown what kind of pressure they can put on a country. All right, 239-479-5592. What else? What else do we have this morning? Come on, bring it. I don't know. What else do we have? We're going to get to State Senator Manny Diaz coming up at 8:05. We're going to talk about some of the bills that are making their way to the governor's desk that have passed the House and the Senate, including the Stop Woke Act, including the Parents' Bill of Rights and Education, and how it's being described as, well, you know what it's being described as, and what we may see next, and get his thoughts on everything that has been happening. The Disney issue is one for the governor that is it's an interesting one, right? Don't you think? I mean, the governor has decided that, look, if you want to get into this fight, this quote unquote imaginary name made up out of thin air, don't say gay bill that doesn't exist, where you have Democrats going gay, 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 gay. Oh, like, really? You have no idea how you are humiliating yourself right now. Do you understand? Like, but they do it anyway because, it's solidarity and it's against the governor and how dare he do this? And hey, is it working? How are the polls? Is it getting any better? We could come up with something else if this doesn't work. So, yeah. And
Bob Chapek and Disney is appalled and disappointed, and we had a meeting with the governor, and we've got to try to change his mind because, well, we're woke, and there's a lot of people that work for us that are woke, and we got to do something, and we're big, and we're Disney. You see the mouse. Everybody come. So the governor is like, he's out yesterday, and it doesn't sound like the governor's rolling over with all of this.
In the state of Florida, we are not going to allow them to inject transgenderism into kindergarten.
Yeah, we're not, right? It doesn't seem like this is a difficult fight. I mean, we're not all on the same page with that. Injecting transgenderism into pre-K to third graders. If you are into that, can you explain why and why it's a good thing? And okay.
First graders shouldn't have woke gender ideology imposed in their curriculums, and that is what we're standing for, because we're standing for the kids and we're standing for the parents. And I can tell you this, the chance that I am going to back down from my commitment to students and back down from my commitment to parents' rights simply because of fraudulent media narratives or pressure from woke corporations, the chances of that are zero.
The chances are zero. And I thought this was funny because somebody on Twitter tweeted out to the Twitterverse, and you know how Twitter rules the planet. Why it doesn't, people still don't understand because have you seen some of the people on Twitter? It's like, can you imagine one day that TikTok rules the universe? Oh, that's right. We're there now. Oh boy, we're in trouble. Somebody tweeted out, well, look at this, Mr. Governor. What about all of this, Governor DeSantis? I see all this money that you accepted from Disney. How about this? Look at this, $25,000, $50,000. What about all this money that you took from Disney and woke corporation? What about that? and people were like, well, it sure sounds to me like he's not going to be bribed by woke corporations. I mean, if somebody wanted to donate to his campaign and did that, were they having certain expectations when it comes to specific bills and things that might make their way through Tallahassee? Because it sure sounds like the governor doesn't play your game. So there's that side of it, you know.
And when you have companies that have made a fortune off being family friendly and catering to families and young kids, you know, they should understand that parents of young kids do not want this injected into their kids' kindergarten classroom. They do not want their first graders to go and being told that they can choose an opposite gender. That is not appropriate for those kids. And so if you're family friendly, understand the parents who are actually raising families want to have their rights respected.
Yeah, they do want to have their rights respected. And look, he goes there.
And I also think that if you have companies like a Disney that are going to say and criticize parents' rights, they're going to criticize the fact that we don't want transgenderism in kindergarten and first grade classrooms, if that's the hill that they're going to die on, then how do they possibly explain lining their pockets with their relationship from the Communist Party of China? Because that's what they do, and they make a fortune, and they don't say a word about the really brutal practices that you see over there at the hands of the CCP. And so in Florida, our policy is going to be based on the best interest of Florida citizens, not on the musing of corporations.
Wow, that's pretty serious. That's a big battle right there. The governor versus Disney, taking them on and asking questions. The money that they're taking from China, building a theme park there, and what about all of that? And can we have that discussion? No, we can't have that discussion because don't say gay. What? Okay, stop doing that. But look, it's and politically, like, you can call it what it is. This is a battle where, look, you can see both sides. I mean, are there people that are not going to go to Disney now because of all? Probably not. Are there people that are not going to vote for the governor because they weren't going to vote for him anyway? But there are people that are going to have to listen to this and explore what they're thinking when it comes to not only the politics, but the culture.
And when they hear that, ask, hey, why are you so insistent that this is a bad thing? Why are you so insistent that this has to happen?
If you're out on the roads this morning, fogs.
239-479-5592. All right, we got to take a break. Stay break 92.5 Fox News. Can we find out what's going on with weather? Can we do weather? Well, you can go ahead and do the weather. Yeah? Stay break 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
We're heading into another warm one for your Friday after some patchy fog this morning. Look for a mix of sun and clouds with just a stray shower being possible for this afternoon. Highs climb back into the upper 80s. We see a different story as we head into your Saturday. Our next cold front moves through, bringing us a line of rain and thunderstorms, some of which could become severe. We do have a low and severe risk for a northern half of our area, along with windy weather for tomorrow. Highs back to 83 degrees. We're much cooler but dry for your Sunday. I'm Wake News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
If you're taking a shot at the best pre-owned vehicles, make sure you score. Make sure you shop Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Through Monday only, it's CPO Madness. Certified. We're crossing over the competition with a massive selection of certified pre-owned vehicles, the best in the Southeast. It's the closest thing to driving a new vehicle, only you pay thousands less. Certified. Sutherland CPO vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Certified. So you can score a game-winning deal and have peace of mind. What else would you expect from the #1 certified pre-owned dealer? Certified. Shop all your favorite models like CPO Ultimas, Rogues, and Titans. This isn't the time to sit on the sidelines. Hurry to CPO Madness for the best selection. Through Monday only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Ceiling fans are a great way for you and your family to keep cool, but sometimes they just don't work right. Well, don't get overheated. Call the pros. Trust the Mr. Sparky team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-Sparky.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Your new home is calling you to live the good life at a good price. River Hall in Hampton Lakes offers the most livable master planned neighborhood in the Gulf Coast with single-family homes from the mid-200s to the 800s. It's resort-style living with abundant recreation surrounding a Davis Love III Championship golf course, all just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers. See new model homes at livelargeforless.com. That's livelarge4less.com.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
At the NCH Heart Institute in Naples, Florida, we are transforming cardiac care. Offering the most subspecialties in Southwest Florida, the NCH Heart Institute was named one of America's 100 best hospitals for cardiac care for the 7th year in a row by Healthgrades. We are elevating the patient experience. We are becoming the premier destination for cardiac care. The NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Spend time and money on spring break and enjoying the outdoors and save on your insurance. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. Now is the time for spring cleaning. Cleaning up your policies and finding savings where you can. If spring means a move, a new car, or new drivers hitting the road, then consider us for help reevaluating coverage and costs. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better insurance coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com, Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
It's an electric superhighway with more clean energy from FPL, powering the EV revolution. We're building one of the largest fast charging networks in the state. Coming this summer, home charging with unlimited nights and weekends for one low price. Because as ready as we are for the future that's already here, we'll be out in front to light the way forward. See how at fpl.com/EVready.
Chevy Sales, Marty speaking.
Oh, top of the morning to you, Marty.
You again?
Do you feel lucky?
Lucky?
Yeah, it's the Lucky You event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Right now, Victory Lane's offering no payments for 120 days.
What the?
And new Chevy trucks come with a $1,000 accessory allowance.
No way!
But you don't really need luck with their goal of 100% credit approval.
No such thing as luck, pal.
Well, don't tell that to your customers, because they're going to need all the luck they can get. He hung up. During the Lucky You event, get 2.99 APR for 72 months and no payments for 120 days. New Chevy trucks have a $1,000 accessory allowance, plus an additional $500 off MSRP. Get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Se habla español.
Plus tax, tag, and fees with approved credit. All offers on in-stock vehicles must finance through GM Financial. Offers cannot combine. Ends 3/31/22.
Youthful, energetic, happy, sexual, strong, physical, no fear. Taking the bull by the horns.
Old, tired, joint aches, overweight, wrinkled, depressed, sex. I remember what that was.
In men, low testosterone can lead to muscle loss, extra body fat, fatigue, depression, and erectile dysfunction. In women, hormonal imbalance can similarly cause extra fat around your middle and thighs, lack of desire, feminine dryness, and exhaustion. Suboptimal hormone levels are associated with the development of disease states like osteoporosis, heart disease, and stroke. At Neogenics, we specialize in testosterone, growth hormone promoters, bioidentical hormones, and nutritional programs designed to correct these imbalances and make you feel revitalized. See why patients from across the country are coming to Neogenics and take the first step to feeling great again. Call Neogenics for a free consultation at 277-9999 or find us online at neogenicmd.com. That's 277-9999. Neogenics, rediscover your youth.
92.5 Fox News. Right.
This break
all along.
is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
If you're out on the roads this morning, fog's still that main story. The few crashes we are watching in Fort Myers and then also parts of Immokalee. So you're going to want to anticipate those slowdowns if you're headed between the Gulf and East Coast. Also, a crash in Naples on Beck Boulevard with injuries doesn't seem to be causing a lot of delays right now, but something to look out for. Other than that, relatively incident-free at this hour. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wertz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
After some patchy fog this morning, we warm right back up into the upper 80s for this afternoon. Look for high near 88 degrees for your Friday under a mix of sun and clouds with just a stray shower possible. Breezy today as winds persist into the south and west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We keep it dry for your Friday evening and Friday night plans. Saturday morning off to a dry start, but we'll be tracking a line of rain and thunderstorms set to move throughout the day for your Saturday ahead of our next cold front. A windy day of weather for Saturday with a high of 83 degrees. We even have the potential of maybe seeing an isolated severe thunderstorm or two, primarily for the northern half of southwest Florida. Much cooler for your Sunday as temperatures fall into the 40s waking up Sunday morning. We're back into the middle 70s for Sunday afternoon, where it will be mostly sunny and breezy. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Taxes are never fun to talk about. But now, more than ever, it is super important to have a plan to make sure you mitigate how much taxes you owe. Ty Lassiter here of Key City Capital to explain more. At Key City Capital, we are committed to protecting and growing our clients' wealth. And planning for tax is one of the most important ways that we can do that. The fourth quarter is a crucial time to make decisions to ensure that you have the lowest tax bill possible. Key City Capital has a tremendous track record of saving our clients up to 30% or more a year on their tax bill.
Call Key City Capital today for your free tax and wealth analysis appointment. Call 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Check us out online at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Hi, my name's Joe Cordell. Sometimes in divorce, courts require the higher earner to pay to the other party what's called spousal support or alimony. Usually this order can be modified in certain circumstances, but such modifications are often complicated and are best entrusted to attorneys that are well acquainted with such matters. You're not alone.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Miami area attorneys. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Offices in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and by appointment only in Dadeland. CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Women frequently find themselves at the forefront during life's most challenging times, such as divorce or the loss of a loved one. Making wise, long-term decisions can feel intimidating. At FindMark, we educate women and their partners on managing their financial affairs together. Wise decision-making is essential. We can help. With locations in Naples, Fort Myers, Bonita Springs, and Estero, and online at FindMarkBank.com.
Everyone understands that when you buy more, you should pay less. It's called a volume discount. Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to make and install your windows. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the 4th window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows that will save you money and protect your home. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Have you heard them yet? Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, today at noon, right after Glenn Beck. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
All right, I'm just going to try and do this as best I can for a couple of minutes and explain a podcast that I heard with Lee Smith, the great Lee Smith, who I'm going to get to join us next week to go into the details of what he was talking about during this podcast, because to me it was remarkable. So many questions answered, so many things that people have been talking about, and not understanding why certain things are happening. And let me just explain a couple of things. First of all, let me just remind you that coming up in about 10 more minutes, Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you could write, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. And of course, for that, we've got a $35 gift certificate to the great Alda's Diner at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. They are fantastic, great people. You're really, really, really going to enjoy it if you have not been there before. So Lee Smith was on a podcast and explains a lot about some of the connections and some of the things that are happening right now where people are trying to figure out, like, why is it that we come to find out through Politico that Biden personally killed Ukraine jet transfer that Anthony Blinken greenlit and Poland wanted. And there's been this talk about Zelensky and screaming about needing this, and you're not helping us, and we need these planes, no-fly zones. Many people question the no-fly zone issue in Ukraine, and these jet transfers. You can make the distinction between whether or not it was a risk with these transfers. Poland's got the planes. Poland says, yeah, we've got these MiGs. What we'll do is we'll send them to the U.S., to Ramstein, and then we can kind of switch them out for the F-16s that you have, and then you guys send those over to Ukraine, and then Ukraine can use those planes. And look, logistically, there are a lot of questions. I mean, do they know how to fly these F-16s? Getting the pilots, taking the pilots off of the out of the battlefield and all of these different questions and strategically and whether or not it's going to start World War III. And okay, put that aside for just a second. What Lee Smith was trying to explain, and it is, I'm not going to do it justice. That's why I'm going to ask him to come on next week. And it's this. There are people that don't understand why Joe Biden would do this. Why would he personally kill this transfer? Why would he stop it from happening if it's going to help Ukraine in its battle against Russia? And people have said, well, it almost feels like, and it appears as if, like this administration wants to help Russia. Like they don't want to do anything to hurt them. They don't want to help Ukraine and hurt what is this war that Russia and Vladimir Putin has perpetrated. I mean, that sounds outrageous. It sounds crazy. Like, why would you even suggest something like that until you realize some of the parts and the players that are involved in this that are questionable at best? And let me give you some thoughts on that. Okay, so here's the first thing. It was not just one, but a few different people, including Katie Pavlich, who yesterday was questioning why this would happen. It's almost as if Joe Biden doesn't want to do anything that would give a chance for Ukraine to destroy military or humiliate Vladimir Putin or do anything to fight back. Because if you remember the JCPOA, the Iran nuclear deal that is being negotiated, that we're this close, my fingers are thinly spread apart if you're watching, to having it signed, that it's Russia who's making the deals. It's Russia who is behind the scenes getting this deal done, helping the United States get the deal done. And so is this Biden's way of doing a favor for Putin, saying, listen, I'm not going to do this, just keep up the negotiations with Iran? I mean, but why is there this fascination with this Iran nuclear deal? And how does this even involve Russia and Ukraine? Like, how does this even come together like this? Well, that's the final piece of it. But how does it start? What's the genesis? And Lee Smith was making the case. And again, he will articulate this a lot better than I will next week when we have him on. You have to go back to the 70s, and you have to go back to Iran in the 70s and the radicals there in Tehran and taking over of a government there and all the things that we witnessed and hostages and the like. And there are certain people in the United States that saw Iran as heroes, as people that they could get along with, as a side that they can agree with. And who are those people? Well, those people would be the same radicals in this country. The same radicals in this country that wanted to take this government down. Well, who would that be in the 70s, 60s, and 70s? Who would that be? Do the names Bill Ayers and Dorn and the Weather Underground, do those names sound familiar? They should, because those are the same people that tried to do the same thing here on a smaller scale, but did explode some munitions there at the Capitol and did do some harm, no doubt, and death at their hands. Yes, it did happen. And you think of what would be the connection there, because they looked at Iran at the time and saw radicals. They saw people that they could agree with. Well, there are also some people that were in that same orbit, and the same orbit would be somebody like a Barack Obama, who spent a whole lot of time with Bill Ayers, and you could say he was trained up very well in the idea of thinking like a radical in a lot of ways. And so, again, Lee Smith will articulate this a lot better. But then how do we get this connection? How do you make this leap? Well, you look at that situation and you say, well, there's Barack Obama, who is siding with and having sympathies for these radicals, and you think of Iran and you think of them as radicals and the regime that's in there, and then you look at the Middle East and you say, well, you would like to see parity in the Middle East. You would like to see radicals maybe have parity along the same lines as some others in the Middle East when it comes to nuclear weapons a la Israel. But there's also something else. How many times have we heard the expression about the Persian Gulf and the free flow of oil? How many times through the Bush administration and others that we've heard that expression that we have to secure and make sure we have the free flow of oil since the 70s in that area? We all know about if you were alive at the time, the gas lines and shortages and being beholden to the Middle East for oil. See how this all plays out? Sometimes it doesn't go away. You had a chance just a couple of years ago, but here we are again to be beholden to others. And so that made the United States the power broker in the area. It wasn't Israel, it wasn't Iran, it wasn't Saudi Arabia. The power broker in the Middle East was the United States because we ensured the free flow of oil from that area. So we were the power. But boy, if you have somebody in the White House or somebody who is in control in government who doesn't agree with maybe the powers that are in that area, and you side with those that you look as radicals who kind of are the same kind of radical that you are, and you want to see parity in the world, you don't like the idea that there's one big guy who's controlling everything and everybody else is below that country because they have nuclear weapons, let's just say. Well, the best way to have parity in places like the Middle East is to make sure that somebody else would have that, and would that be Iran? And so this Iran nuclear deal and helping them to develop, and mind you that there are sunset clauses in this deal. What does that mean? That means that as Iran is developing and doing all these things behind the scenes and peaking and getting to the place where they can actually produce that weapon at the snap of a finger, if there were no sanctions, let's just say, that once that sunset hits, they've got the weapon in place. Boom, it's done. Because all the other things have been done to build it. It's like building a building and having it all created and done, and then finally at the end you hand over the key and now you can enter the building. Well, everything is built. The key is when these things sunset, and the sunsets are built in, and it's going to happen, and it's going to give them the weapon. So how does this pertain to Russia, Ukraine, and how do we get to that place? Well, here's how we get to that place. So now you're like, well, hold on a second. Russia's got a lot to gain. Because if you're thinking of an axis of evil now, and you're thinking of countries that are getting along really well and are kind of siding, you see Russia, you see Putin, you see China and Xi, you see that they are making agreements, handshakes. Listen, I'm not going to do anything or go any place until after the Olympics. We'll kind of just sit back and wait because we don't want to ruin that for you. And look, we'll make strategic agreements, and while the rest of the world is sanctioning Russia, you'll have China to turn to and say, listen, we don't have the SWIFT program, so we're not allowed to do, and we can't do this transfer of banks and wealth and being able to do commerce. And China says, listen, we got you covered. We've got our own system where we can handle that. Well, we've got issues with the oil and where we're going to be able to don't worry, we'll take the coal, bring it. Bring the coal, bring the oil, bring all those fossil fuels. We will fossil fuel up. Don't you worry about it, and we'll keep all that money rolling in for you. No sweat. There's also one other country that's in here as well, and that's Iran. Iran is part of all of this, everybody. Remember, we made that connection. We talked to military analyst Mike Lyons, and don't miss this. The connections between China and Iran and Russia is real. That is an axis right there. North Korea is in there as well, but really it's those three countries. Iran is in there. So what's the benefit to Russia? The benefit to Russia is that once there is parity in the Middle East and once there is that nuclear weapon in Iran's hands, then Russia has somebody that they can partner with to help with the continuation of building, to help with military assets, to help to buy and sell wheat, to be able to help to sell oil, all the things that country that now has changed overnight because of this weapon. It changes everything. That now all of a sudden that country is in league with everybody else who's got a weapon. And it also means deals can be made and all bets would be off on anything on the other side because they got what they wanted. That's an astounding thought. And again, we'll have Lee Smith on next week to talk about that. But do you see now all of a sudden these insidious connections that you can't avoid that have to be answered? Yeah, it's unreal. And again, like I said, we'll have Lee Smith on next week, and he'll articulate this much better than I have. But I hope I made sense. Jake, did that make enough sense to you for the time being? Did you get all of that, the connections, and or are there questions?
Crystal clear.
Wow. Crystal clear. Wasn't there a movie like that? Somebody said crystal clear, and they said crystal. Right? There's a movie where somebody. There's a movie where somebody said, it was a famous line where they said, "Are you clear on this? Crystal clear, crystal," and he brought that back up. I don't know what it is. All right, we're gonna move on. 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC talking text line. Let's get the ninth caller right now. We will play Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Right now, caller number 9 is going to play and win the $35 gift certificate to Alda's Diner at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like finally getting your closet organized. Or fixing your water heater so you can enjoy warm, steamy showers. Oh, yeah! Do something great today by calling Plumbing Today to take care of all your plumbing needs. Right now, get our 93 free drain clearing and get the best from today.
Call today, Plumbing Today, plumbingtoday.biz.
Visit plumbingtoday.biz to book an appointment.
Hello, folks. This is Representative Bob Rommel with this week's Florida Update. Well, Florida is hitting an all-time high, but in the wrong category. Gas prices. Prices have jumped $1 in 1 month, the highest ever in Florida, even higher than the national average. With a war raging in Ukraine and a domestic economy still wrestling with the effects of Democrat lockdowns, Americans are paying the price at the pump. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad we stopped buying Russian oil. But here's my question. Why were we buying their oil in the first place? We can produce our own energy with American labor and a free market. Joe Biden needs to take a look at Florida's leadership, where we practice what we preach. Free markets and no income tax. Let's keep it that way. This message was paid by me, Bob Rommel, Republican for State Representative.
It's a new year and a great time to upgrade your cabinets. You want Sinclair quality. You want Sinclair craftsmanship. You want Sinclair cabinets. Sinclair Custom Homes now offers their handmade, built in the USA custom cabinets without having to purchase a Sinclair custom home. You can now have the same high-quality furniture finished cabinets in your existing home. Upgrade your kitchen, your bath, your closets, even your garage. For details, visit SinclairCabinets.com. That's SinclairCabinets.com. American-made plantation shutters for you. Your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed. Built to last forever. Call for a free consultation. Discounts for military and first responders. If you support Biden or the 2020 election results, don't call us. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Kathy. Kathy's in beautiful Naples. How do I know? Because it says it on my screen. Kathy, beautiful Naples. Hi.
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 Hi, Drew.
Oh, hi. How are you, Kathy?
I'm fine. And yourself?
I'm doing well. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Are you ready for your associate's degree question?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Who won the Democrat nomination for President of the United States in the year 2020?
Biden.
Yeah, okay, that is correct. All right, very good. All right, so you got an associate's degree. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. As of right now, as we speak, how many Supreme Court justices are there?
9.
Yes, that is correct. All right, so you got a bachelor's. Let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. This is an interesting one. Can you name 2 U.S. territories? 2 U.S. territories. Yeah.
U.S. territory.
Yeah, like I'll give you one. The U.S. Virgin Islands. That's one.
Oh, Puerto Rico?
Yeah. And?
Guam?
Guam, that is correct. Okay, there's 2. Very good. All right. So you got you got a master's degree. Let's see if you get a PhD on, I don't like that one. Let's go to this. No, I don't like that one either. Sorry, I'm like changing my mind during this, and that's not really, that's not fair. Okay.
Your prerogative.
All right, there you go. No, you're good at this. So here we go. In 1804, these 2 gentlemen set out from St. Louis on an expedition, a famous expedition in 1804. Who were those 2 people?
Lewis and Clark?
That is correct. Congratulations. Good for you. You got yourself a PhD today on Drew's College. Kathy, you are the smartest person on your phone. You're confident, aren't you?
At times.
At times. Okay, well, this is one of those times. All right, well, you got yourself a $35 gift certificate as well to Alda's Diner. That's at 951 in Vanderbilt Beach Road. They're otherwise known as Alda's Restaurant and Bar. Yeah, so it's great. So stay right there, okay?
Thank you.
All right, there she goes. Whoops, she got very excited about that, Alda's Diner. You bet. All right. I'm glad she didn't say Lewis and Martin. That would have been really weird. Get it? Get it, Jake? The team of Lewis and Martin?
No clue.
You have no clue. All right, see me after class.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Investment and retirement planning is personal. The Annex Wealth Management way is to meet you where you're at. That's the best place to start. Seasoned investor, careful saver, or do-it-yourselfer tidying up loose ends? If you're ready for comprehensive wealth management from the fee-only fiduciaries at Annex, so are we. Maybe you're stuck and not sure what to do next. It's time for Wealth Metric with a deep dive on investment, retirement, and tax planning. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. Start today at annexwealth.com.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency for storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts up to 30%. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nope.
Nuh-uh.
Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Russia's stepping up the bombing in Ukraine. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, hitting several cities from east to west with airstrikes overnight.
The city of Dnipro, just the latest to be in the firing line. That city today surrounded. Yesterday, it had not been.
Other strikes at a Ukrainian military base and that long-stalled Russian convoy outside the capital.
Well, now, finally, it seems to have moved and it's redeployed. And it does raise the specter that there could be an assault on the capital soon.
Fox's Benjamin Hall in Kyiv. It's now 2.5 million Ukrainians who fled the country. Some cannot get out.
In a week, we will have hunger in the Mariupol, and maybe before even that 350,000 people are in mousetrap.
Ukrainian parliament member Dmytro Gurin tells Fox they have no heat, no power.
And the people melt snow to have water.
Now, Congress and the Senate's joined the House, approving nearly $14 billion in more aid to Ukraine. We're paying a penny more for gas today. AAA's national average for regular now a record $4.33 per gallon. Diesel's up 8 cents to a record $5.13. President Biden blames Russia's invasion. Republicans blame his green energy policies for gas price spikes pre-invasion, saying he's driving domestic oil production down. But the president told a Democratic National Committee event the production's rising, and
the CEOs of major oil companies have said they'll increase investment and production.
They have the capacity to do it. They have over 4,000 opportunities. They say there's nothing the U.S. government needs to do to incentivize them.
Actor Jussie Smollett has a new role. Prisoner. Sentenced to 150 days in jail in Chicago for staging a fake hate crime attack on himself in 2019, but Smollett was defiant as he was led out of court.
I am not suicidal. Stop locking up our class. I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
And remember this.
COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
That was 2 years ago today. America's listening to Fox News.
This is 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News. Right all along. On the radio, on your smart speaker, and online at rightallalong.net.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Conditions on 75 and 41 in Lee County starting to heat up a little bit more headed southbound. 75 mainly just past the Hertz Arena. 41 also down towards the Estero and Bonita areas. 75 also seeing significant slowdowns headed through MLK, Daniels Parkway, that whole area in the southbound direction. Also seeing some backup still on the Midpoint Bridge and Cape Coral bridges as you're heading through the Cape and Fort Myers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
After some patchy fog this morning, we warm right back up into the upper 80s for this afternoon. Look for high near 88 degrees for your Friday under a mix of sun and clouds with just a stray shower possible. Breezy today as winds persist into the south and west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We keep it dry for your Friday evening and Friday night plans. Saturday morning off to a dry start, but we'll be tracking a line of rain and thunderstorms set to move throughout the day for your Saturday ahead of our next cold front. A windy day of weather for Saturday with a high of 83 degrees. We even have the potential of maybe seeing an isolated severe thunderstorm or two, primarily for the northern half of southwest Florida. Much cooler for your Sunday as temperatures fall into the 40s waking up Sunday morning. We're back into the middle 70s for Sunday afternoon, where it will be mostly sunny and breezy. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Does 92.5 Fox News have a live stream? You bet. Go to rightallalong.net.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. With new strains of COVID on the rise, we can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they're accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure. Be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
When a person is injured in a place of business or is the victim of a crime in those same places, what happens immediately afterwards is so very important. Let me explain. When you're injured or attacked in these places, you can make a claim, but it's on you to prove that the situation that caused your injury was known or should have been known by those in charge. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. So here's what's important and here's what we do. The sooner we can get our SWAT team out to investigate, the better. And listen, those responsible will work fast to repair and even hide what happened. And if you can't prove your case, you can't win your case. Time is of the essence. I even recommend having someone go back with their cell phone to take pictures before you hire us. Don't let delay cost your family. Our injury SWAT team is ready to roll 24 hours a day. Injured? Dial Pound Law on your cell. Pound Law, that's all. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, Dave, got your AC on?
Yeah, why?
Yeah, blowing hot over here.
Don't tell me.
Already told you.
But I fixed this myself last week.
You can fix air conditioning?
I have tools. I know things.
I know it's too hot in here.
Oh, my wife is gonna lose it.
Dave.
She thinks I'm handy. When she learns the truth,
Dave.
She'll wonder why she married me in the first place. Only a matter of time until she leaves me for someone with a bigger toolbox.
Dave, so what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Well, I make one call, someone comes and gets the AC running cold. My family thinks I did it myself.
That's best?
Well, sure, but...
That's Best. Best Home Services. They have so many specialized technicians, they even have a tried-to-fix-the-AC-yourself expert.
Really?
Nobody needs to know how handy you really are.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
Cool air. Now that's more like it.
Our little secret?
Our little secret.
Hey guys, it's health and fitness expert Robbie Raw. Are you walking around in pain? Remember, it's not just about what shoes you wear, it's what's in them and how your body aligns from your feet on up. Learn more and find the location nearest you at goodfeet.com.
Thank you for waking us all up out here. For all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
for being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for your support for the veterans in the military. Educating us. Standing up for conservatism. Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
All right, trying to make sense of a lot of different things that are happening, not only globally, and we'll be talking about Russia-Ukraine coming up in just a little bit. We'll be talking about, among other things, how maybe even some of your favorite search engines that you've heard about are not exactly your friend. I know that's how about that for a tease? All right, well, we'll explain coming up in just a bit. And then trying to make some sense of some of the things that are happening here in the state of Florida legislatively through this session, finishing up, and what a year it's been. Boy, I'll tell you, there's a lot of bills that are out there that, well, let's just put it this way. They have creative names. Now, some might say made-up names. I would say that. And it's been that kind of year. And we've got Florida State Senator Manny Diaz joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. How are you, sir?
Good morning. Always a pleasure to be on the show. Thanks for having me on.
I have to tell you that this is one of those years where, look, you're always getting something from the media and Democrats and pushing back. But, I look at some of the headlines on some of the bills we're getting ready to talk about, and you know where I'm going with this. They get imaginative. They get creative. When you have the LA Times and The Hill and different places who are describing bills that have been moved through the legislature. And when you read it, they are pretty hyperbolic. They are in some cases unbelievable. In some cases laughable. But now we have to do the dirty work, which is push all of that aside and get right to the meat and explain to everybody that the headline is just what it is. It's clickbait and trying to suck you in. And maybe we start with HB7 and go there, because that has been described in all different ways. I don't know how you do it, Senator. I have no idea how you do that over there in Tallahassee. Maybe you want to start with that. What is it? Is it thick skin? Is it what do you do?
Yeah, look, you gotta come up here and stick with your principles, and you gotta have thick skin, because there's going to be a lot of noise around any bill, especially anything that makes real changes. Right? Whenever you're doing easy stuff, right, nobody's complaining, nobody's attacking you. But again, the misnomers with these headlines on these bills. I always tell, and I always say this, is let's read the bill, read what's inside the bill, and not these fancy titles that are going around.
Yeah, and I think part of that is, and it's such a great point, because let's be honest, there are a lot of people that don't want to. They just want the sound. Give it to me in 10 seconds or less. I got my kids got TikTok to go watch. I got Facebook. I got to get. I've got all these things to do. I don't have time to read things. Just tell me. And I think a lot of media outlets, they feed into that. It's like, okay, we'll tell you, and we'll give you a headline, and that's all you'll read, and that's all you need. And I wonder if HB7, if it's been like that as well. Not to the degree that the Parental Bill of Rights and how that's been attacked, and we'll get into that in just a second. But CRT and how things are Stop Woke Act and how things are being described. Talk a little bit about, first of all, that HB7.
Yeah, that bill, the title of that bill is actually individual freedom. And look, the basic tenet of the bill is that we are all individuals, and we should be judged by our character and our deeds, and not by the collective of any group. And especially when it comes to our classrooms and trainings for our employees, you can, a lot's been said about you can't do diversity training. None of that is true. You can do diversity training. You can have all of that. What you cannot do is have, as a condition of employment, people have to take on the guilt and responsibility of actions committed in the past by others just because they're similar or same skin color or came from the same place, same background. Same thing in the classroom. Teach all of our history. And the bill actually augments some of the stuff we teach, but you can't place blame or guilt somebody or impose on them your view just because of their ethnic background, where they came from, the color of their skin, their sex. That's the bill. That's basically the bill, protecting individual freedom.
Well, that's not what I'm reading, because from these big headlines from major media outlets, because you're going to teach people to stop feeling guilty. You're guilty, and that's just the way it is. And you're not going to have discussions on race. You're going to stop that kind of discussion. You see where I'm going here? It's hard enough to have to be able to pass all of this, to have something that is going to protect students. And we know the pushback, and everybody sees and they know because of how they've showed up at school board meetings. It's another thing when you've got the headwinds that you have to fight of a media that lies, that flat out is lying about what the context of and what is in it, to try to kind of foment some kind of anger and hatred towards what you all are doing when you're trying to protect kids. And let me say this, Senator, families realize that, right? You talk to parents, they get what you're doing. They understand it's about the protection of their kids, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, the number of parents that have come to the office, have written us during this whole time, before even the bill existed, got concerned about the content of what's being taught in school, at what age appropriateness is being taught in school. But again, this bill augments the teaching of history, and it adds additional curriculum to highlight stories. It doesn't reduce anything, again, but it does say you can't indoctrinate, and that's not what our education is about. It's about building somebody up, having them grow, be a critical thinker, but no indoctrination. That's basically what it's about.
Yeah. State Senator Manny Diaz joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, talking about some of what's moving and has moved through Tallahassee, making its way to the governor's desk. The idea that somehow the nation has been duped, this idea of a don't say gay bill, is so outrageous. It's I can't even imagine, again, going back to how you do it, and it comes to having voices and places that you can go to once again articulate with the facts, and that is read the bill. And certainly we've had that with the parental rights and education bill, and what it's how it's being described. What has it been like there in Tallahassee, and even the people that you talk to on that side, this parental rights and education? I mean, are they understanding? Is it starting to sink in now that it's not a don't say gay bill, or is it still kind of tough to push through?
Well, when the media narrative is something and entitled something that's not in the bill, we're talking about kindergarten through third grade. We're talking about 5, 6, 7-year-olds, and we're talking about age-appropriate materials. That's what the bill's been about. That's what it's about. And unfortunately, the narrative has gone in another direction of what you can't say. There's nothing in there that says you can't say anything. This is about instruction for kindergarten through third grade. And I would say a grand majority of Floridians would agree that that's not an age mature enough for certain topics. And that's what the bill does.
Yeah. You happy with how the legislature moved this year? Are you happy with some of the changes or changes on the way, or reinforcing, the parental rights that so many of us have gone to school board meetings and standing up to school boards and what we have seen? Are you happy? You satisfied with everything?
Yeah, I think we've moved in the right direction on those things. We've seen the outcry from parents, the involvement of parents, and again, we're trying to put common sense legislation in place through the noise of the titles they want to give it, the names they want to call people. But at the end of the day, you just have to be at peace with yourself. We're reading the bill, understanding what it is that the intent is, what you're trying to do. It's been a big session. A lot of policy has gone through. I think at some point here, when we're actually done on Monday, somebody's going to have to sit and sort through all these things to kind of grade what happened this year. But it was a very active session.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. And you know how we've talked about this before, and I appreciate how for many years you've stood up for the rights of parents, and certainly when it comes to choice in education, and how many people have been concerned about that. And I wonder maybe even if you can speak to school choice, you can speak to that issue directly. More and more parents, more and more people who certainly see what is happening with the public school system, but more and more people are certainly turning to you and asking about that as well, right? Like this idea of being able to have that choice in the state, and how we have really pioneered a lot of ideas and really pushed a lot of initiatives here in the state that are the envy of a lot of states.
That's right. Florida's led on many fronts, but traditionally Florida's been a leader in education, and especially in school choice, starting with the premise that every child should have a choice of the good school, the school that works for the individual child, again, not the collective. And we've expanded that. This year, we did address the waiting list on our scholarship program now in the budget. And we also addressed the charter school kind of movement, when we're adding another way to authorize charter schools, a statewide authorizer. So we continue to push the needle on school choice and parent involvement. That's what parents want, and that's what we want, to have an education system where parents have the choice regardless of where they live. And it's public, private, charter, all of those things, virtual. It's about the choice. It's not about pushing parents in one direction.
Right. And how, and I might make this case and before we go, which is, boy, it is amazing how we've been told for years and years how it is a top-down system in a lot of ways in education, where educators, the teachers, know better than the parents. Like, don't get involved. Don't even say anything. We know better than you. We've got diplomas to prove it. When it should be really bottom up. The parents know the child better than anybody. And we do not only have a say in education and where we should be able to go, but also how that we can figure out for our own child in what direction they are going to excel and where they want to be. And it's not like a one-size-fits-all, stamp it and move it on, that it really should be bottom up.
Not only that, I mean, who knows better? The child belongs to the parent, doesn't belongs to the family, doesn't belong to the government.
Yeah.
Who knows better what's best for their child? And again, individual child. I have 4 kids. They all have different educational needs. All of them are different. A parent should not only make the choice, but also, like you said, be involved. And this rhetoric we've heard about keeping parents away from school boards and away from what's being taught in the classroom because educators know best. At the end of the day, from the inception of education, it started with the family, and it still starts with the family. We cannot replace that no matter how hard we try. And again, in the cases where parents are involved and want to be involved, I think it's important that we protect their rights, and that's what we've done here in Florida.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you know how much we appreciate you here. State Senator Matty Diaz joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hope to see you soon. All the best, and we'll talk soon, okay?
I appreciate it, my friend. Talk to you soon.
All right, we'll see you. Yeah, there's something to be said about this, and I just want to make this point again. When you have a teacher who insists that they know better than you, or a school board that knows better than you on how to educate your child, then it has to be a template, one size fits all. Does that make sense, Jake? In other words, if you go to higher education, if you go to a college, if you are talking about a public school system, if you're talking about a teacher who knows because they are educated and they have the diploma to show that they know how to teach your child better than you, right? That what they're teaching and their system is a template, ultimately. And this is not an indictment, good teachers, bad teachers, teachers are evil. No, that's not what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. That if you're excluding the parent, I mean, this seems logical. This seems like common sense. And I'm a person who likes simple. That didn't come out right. If a teacher is teaching to a student and they are dismissing the parent and saying that you don't know, we know better. Once they enter these walls, we're the ones that are going to educate. We know what's best. They're working off of a template. They don't know your child. They don't know what your child's passions are. They don't know a lot of different things. They don't know your child like you do. So that template is stamped, and this is how we teach, and this is what you do, and some succeed, and some go in this direction, and some go in that direction. And you could look at your child and say, listen, if you have me involved in the process, basically I'm telling you what to do because I know my child. If I'm not only involved in the process, but I'm explaining who my child is to you, and this is where they should be and what they should be doing, can you imagine how far they can excel with that kind of input? So instead of a template going, hey, one size fits all, here you go, everybody, good luck, that individually you'll understand and know each child and have them head into the direction that maybe it's not where you insist they have to go. We're setting you up for college. My kid doesn't want to go to college. As a matter of fact, there is a pretty impressive life out there outside of college in a lot of different industries, and that's where they want to be. So good for them. All right, 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC Talk and Text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Here we are. Hi, how you doing? It works like an app, by the way. If you have it on your phone and you're using your browser on your phone, you just go to DrewSteele.com. Steele has 3 E's, and then you'll see it works just like that. You just click on the video, and boom, there I am, big face. That's debatable whether or not that's what you want. All right, we'll be right back. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along. Hey, traffic. All right, it's Taylor Wirtz.
75 hardly showing any problems, mainly just a few southbound delays in the Estero area per usual. 41, a few trouble spots in the similar areas. Crash clearing up on Palm Beach Boulevard and Veranda Boulevard that we were watching all morning. Another crash in Fort Myers, Crystal Drive and Metro Parkway, causing some north and southbound delays on Metro Parkway. And speaking of delays, Midpoint and Cape Coral bridges still pretty backed up at this hour. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're heading into another warm one for your Friday after some patchy fog this morning. Look for a mix of sun and clouds with just a stray shower being possible for this afternoon. Highs climb back into the upper 80s. We see a different story as we head into your Saturday. Our next cold front moves through, bringing us a line of rain and thunderstorms, some of which could become severe. We do have a low and severe risk for a northern half of our area, along with windy weather for tomorrow. Highs back to 83 degrees. We're much cooler but dry for your Sunday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
As a small business owner, your bottom line is always top of mind. So start saving by switching to Comcast Business Mobile. It's a mobile service designed for small business that can save you money with unlimited data for just $24 per line per month for 10 lines. Perfect for any small business looking to grow. Or you can pay by the gig. And with access to millions of Wi-Fi hotspots, you'll pay only for the data you need, with no line fees, activation costs, or term contracts. You can save up to $500 a year on your wireless bill, all on the most reliable 5G network. And it's only available to Comcast Business Internet customers. So boost your business's bottom line with a more reliable, more affordable mobile service by switching to Comcast Business Mobile today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Comcast Business Mobile utilizes the network with the most RootMetrics 5G data reliability assessment wins in 2H 2021. Wi-Fi networks not tested. Results may vary. Award is not an endorsement.
Hey, this is Papa with a story from a lady that had a roof inspection from another company. This other company sent a so-called adjuster, and as he walked around her home, he had a big wad of chewing tobacco stuck in his jaw. This lady said the guy made her a little nervous, and when he finished in less than 2 minutes, he said, "Lady, you need a new roof. Spatooey." And he unloaded a big wad of chewing tobacco on her front lawn. Spatooey. Oh, well, we don't chew, and it takes us a lot longer than 2 minutes to give you a proper roof inspection. If we do find needed repairs, we promise not to unload on your front lawn. Let me show you how we can clean and seal your tile roof, your pavers, and your pool deck. If you have needed repairs, we'll do our best to make it affordable. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, we make a solemn pledge to never unload on your front lawn. Remember, we clean it, seal it, and make your tile roof, pavers, and pool deck look new and beautiful. Call me, Papa, at 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Remember, area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
Marty speaking.
Oh, top of the morning to you, Marty.
You again?
Do you feel lucky?
Lucky?
Yeah, it's the Lucky You event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Right now, Victory Lane's offering no payments for 120 days.
What the?
And new Chevy trucks come with a $1,000 accessory allowance.
No way!
But you don't really need luck with their goal of 100% credit approval.
No such thing as luck, pal.
Well, don't tell that to your customers, because they're going to need all the luck they can get. He hung up. During the Lucky You event, get 2.99 APR for 72 months and no payments for 120 days. New Chevy trucks have a $1,000 accessory allowance, plus an additional $500 off MSRP. Get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Se habla español. Plus tax, tag, and fees with approved credit. All offers on in-stock vehicles must finance through GM Financial. Offers cannot combine. Ends 3/31/22.
It's Rockstar Harley's Black and Orange Tag Sale this week. Hundreds of pre-owned Harleys tagged with discount pricing. We're selling every pre-owned Harley to make room for more new Harleys. Rockstar Harley's pre-owned Black and Orange Tag Sale ends this Sunday.
If you're taking a shot at the best pre-owned vehicles, make sure you score. Make sure you shop Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Through Monday only, it's CPO Madness. Certified. We're crossing over the competition with a massive selection of certified pre-owned vehicles, the best in the Southeast. It's the closest thing to driving a new vehicle, only you pay thousands less. Certified. Sutherland CPO vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Certified. So you can score a game-winning deal and have peace of mind. What else would you expect from the #1 certified pre-owned dealer? Certified. Shop all your favorite models like CPO Ultimas, Rogues, and Titans. This isn't the time to sit on the sidelines. Hurry to CPO Madness for the best selection. Through Monday only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
Hi, I'm Keith from Storm Shield. Our mission at Storm Shield is to provide the very best storm protection available and to make the process as easy as possible. Don't take it from me, though. Listen to what our customers say.
Hi, my name is Carl Boscarino. My wife and I moved to Southwest Florida over 21 years ago. We talked about hurricane-proofing our home, but didn't know where to start until we talked to Storm Shield. They asked if we wanted to start with just one side of the house. Who knew you could do that? We started by replacing the windows exposed to the sun, and we were very surprised at how much cooler the rooms became. We also noticed the outside noise had dropped to barely anything. We noticed our electric bill was less every month. The more windows and doors we did, the more money we saved. When the city inspector came to check the work, he asked what company we used. I told him Storm Shield. He said I didn't need to worry, that Storm Shield installers know how to do it right. Again, I was impressed with Storm Shield.
Visit us on the web at stormshieldswfl.com. That's stormshieldswfl.com. License number CGC A60475.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
75 hardly showing any problems. Mainly just a few southbound delays in the Estero area per usual. 41, a few trouble spots in the similar areas. Crash clearing up on Palm Beach Boulevard and Veranda Boulevard that we were watching all morning. Another crash in Fort Myers, Crystal Drive and Metro Parkway, causing some north and southbound delays on Metro Parkway. And speaking of delays, Midpoint and Cape Coral bridges still pretty backed up at this hour. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
After some patchy fog this morning, we warm right back up into the upper 80s for this afternoon. Look for high near 88 degrees for your Friday under a mix of sun and clouds, with just a stray shower possible. Breezy today as winds persist into the south and west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. We keep it dry for your Friday evening and Friday night plans. Saturday morning off to a dry start, but we'll be tracking a line of rain and thunderstorms set to move throughout the day for your Saturday, ahead of our next cold front. A windy day of weather for Saturday with a high of 83 degrees. We even have the potential of maybe seeing an isolated severe thunderstorm or two, primarily for the northern half of southwest Florida. Much cooler for your Sunday as temperatures fall into the 40s waking up Sunday morning. We're back into the middle 70s for Sunday afternoon, where it will be mostly sunny and breezy. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hi, I'm Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. You've heard me say we're the working and retired person's country club. This means coming in for a meal, a drink, or with a party, and we will obtain your complete satisfaction with our food, service, and value. We strive for excellence with your service experience and our food. So on the rare occasion we fall short, tell us and we'll fix it. Plus, at Stevie Tomatoes, there are no pretenses, no attitudes, high prices, or rushing you in or out. Come relax, enjoy yourself, and be yourself. At Stevie's, we love meeting the men and women who currently and in the past work hard to make America great. We appreciate their values, honesty, industriousness, and affection for this great country. So head to Stevie's, where we strive for excellence in everything we do. I guarantee it. In Naples, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
Looking for a reputable HVAC service provider? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating of Naples provides a high level of service and value to our clients. To learn more, visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1-HOUR.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Oh, it's Friday. How do I know it's Friday? I know it's Friday because Jake looks awake. He looks happy. His hair looks, he looks awake. So that's a good thing. And Michael Pelka's with us as well. So that's how I know it's Friday.
Friday-luya to you.
Jake's actually dancing to the bumper music. That was a moment.
You say that like I don't always dance.
Well, no, you do. Don't. No, you don't. That's the whole.
do.
Well, that's why I know it's Friday. Friday you usually do. So, all right. What a day. All kinds of nonsense going on. I just found out that I can't use DuckDuckGo anymore. Now I've got to find a different browser because apparently...
Why? What happened?
Oh, why? Because now DuckDuckGo, the owner of DuckDuckGo says, hey, listen, we just want to protect you and we want to make sure that everything's okay and that when you use DuckDuckGo that you're never going to have to worry about anything. So what we're going to do is... we're going to be rolling out search updates that downrank sites associated with Russian disinformation. So they are going to now go through and decide whether or not something's disinformation, and they're going to take it so that you won't be able to have it as some of your top sites. It would be down sites. Now, which leads you to ask the question, hey, is there anything else coming up that they're going to down site to? And so I thought you're not supposed to do that at DuckDuckGo. So it has people upset.
Oh, man, because I used DuckDuckGo because I didn't want them, they said it's nobody's business what you were looking at 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, not now. Okay, well, there's, which one everybody's talking about, if I may.
Which one?
Brave.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of Brave?
And I have not heard of Brave.
Yeah, it's another search engine. Look at that one. It's like one. But it has. I mean, when you talk about privacy, it's like extreme. I'm not getting paid or anything like that. I just heard about it and I looked at it and I was like, hey, now hold on a second. I didn't know about this one. So yeah, it's pretty impressive on the privacy side. So yeah, it's again, it goes to something that we talked about earlier this morning, which is the woke mob pressure. Some people feel it, and unfortunately for the owner there at DuckDuckGo, and you could speak to this, Mike. He's looking at this as a positive, like I'm doing the right thing here. We want to make sure that we get the information to you, or that at least when you're hitting sites, that you're going to get the best when it comes to what has been for many people a confusing and a lot of confusing information as to what's going on. So we just want to help you get the right information. Well, when people do that, they may also downgrade things that they believe are the wrong information, which is in this case what's happening, and then you see where we go.
Yeah, I go back to my default answer. How about you let me make that choice?
Right. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's all. That's all we're asking for. All right. So we'll move on to something a little more exciting. Is there anything on your mind a little more exciting? What's on your mind?
I have a couple things I'd like to say right now. I want to make the declaration.
I am not suicidal.
I want everybody to know that.
Oh boy, the Juicy Smollett. Here we go. All right. So what do you think about the juice?
I am not suicidal.
It sure sounds like he might be.
Well, yeah. I mean, and for those that don't know, he was now convicted, obviously, of this 150 days, 30 months or something of probation. The judge went through this whole thing about, listen, Jesse, I saw a great side of you, an amazing side of you, somebody that has a heart for the community, and you did all of these things, and you really care about social justice. Then I saw another side of you, which is like, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Why did you perpetrate a hoax and you care about social justice? But this is the kind of thing you shouldn't be doing if you care about that kind of thing. And this is there's something really odd here. And I think that you're a narcissist. And then and then after saying that, he decides to stand up and say that he's innocent and goes through a whole thing of, well,
it was a little bit of a drama queenie kind of thing, because he's saying if something happens to me while I'm incarcerated, you just need to know
I am not suicidal.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's really weird how he turned this around. Now, he got basically a light sentence. 150 days is not going to break Jussie.
No.
And he has to pay about $145,000 total in payment back to the city of Chicago. But the end result here is that I'm shocked. I'm stunned. I didn't think he was going to get a day behind bars.
Really? So you think that you're surprised at the 150 days? Really? I think I'm surprised that it wasn't more, number one. And number two, I am surprised that he just couldn't just keep his yapper shut. Just stop and walk away. But I think that in saying, and a little more of the clip, let me play a little bit more of what he did there when the judge finished with his comments, and then he says,
okay, I am not suicidal. Okay? I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community.
I just got to stop. Okay, so then he goes on to say he's innocent, and at 400 years of racial and LGBTQ community and everything else, it's like almost he's not going to admit guilt. To say that, hey, listen, after 150 days, I'm not guilty. I said I'm not guilty. I care about the community still. And then Hollywood's going to be like, come on in. Here you go. Here's a script for you. Got a great script. Come on in here. And so like setting it up for the return. Is that
he'll continue to be a B-level actor after he gets out. After his 150 days, which I'm predicting will be under 90.
Yeah. You think so?
Because they'll say good behavior. But here's a couple of things. He showed up late for the hearing. The arrogance is on display. So he was late for the hearing.
Yep.
The judge was great. I love this judge.
Yeah.
The way he opened up the sentencing. He praised him. But why did we only get this? Why wasn't the whole trial televised?
That's a good question. I don't know. Why?
Because if that had been televised, then we would have seen all the evidence.
Yeah, that's true. There you go.
And so this was kind of pushed to the back. And what you won't be hearing from the mainstream media today is, hey, remember all that stuff we said when he first started popping up and saying, I was attacked at 60 degrees below zero when I went out for a sandwich?
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we're not going to hear that. And you won't hear the apology from the mainstream media, which they should apologize for, but they're all red-faced over this.
Yeah.
And had you and I perpetrated this kind of a scam saying, hey, two black guys beat us up in the middle of the night, we would be in prison by now.
Yeah. Well, let's see some of the other things that we wanted to talk
Oh,
about.
there's new Kamala tape in.
There's more?
Yeah. They asked her, because she's over there in Poland, fixing everything. They asked her why there was such a why this disagreement occurs and why Russia and Ukraine can't get along, and she answered.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries.
There you go. She solved it.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, but
it's not Kamala. It's not Kamala. It's Kamala. Kamala Harris.
Just combine comma with la, and you get Kamala.
Okay, that's
I love that little thing you put together, and that's how she explained it to us. I don't know if you remember. It's like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
when she popped up on the national scene, because everybody was calling her Kamala or whatever, and she said it's comma with a la.
Right, exactly.
Did you see Mayor Pete's husband?
With the youth camp or whatever the camp was. It
was some kind of indoctrination camp.
Yeah.
And the pledge. Did you play that already?
I did. I played it yesterday. You have it?
Okay. Then don't worry about it.
All right, don't worry about it. Yeah. Yeah.
I just think we're all upset when somebody asks to say the Pledge of Allegiance in a school. But when we pledge allegiance to the pride flag, it's fine.
Yeah, no, it's good. We're good. Everything's fine here. And hey, speaking of don't say gay, that's not happening in the state of Florida. You can say that, you can talk about it, and of course the what is the called the don't say gay bill. But the governor pushing back against Disney, and I'm going to play some audio here in case you missed it. Oh, well, here, first of all, obviously, right out of the gate, he was saying,
in the state of Florida, we are not going to allow them to inject transgenderism into kindergarten.
Right. right. So there was that. Okay. We're not going to allow him to do that. And then he says,
And that is what we're standing for, because we're standing for the kids and we're standing for the parents. And I can tell you this, the chance that I am going to back down from my commitment to students and back down from my commitment to parents' rights simply because of fraudulent media narratives or pressure from woke corporations, the chances of that are zero.
so he has, Mike, he's got zero to give. Okay. So we're establishing that. But wait, it gets better. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So it gets better. So now we have the issue of Disney because that comes up. He's not woke corporations, forget it, don't do it. But then he brings Disney into this specifically. Now listen to what he says.
And I also think that if you have companies like a Disney that are going to say and criticize parents' rights, they're going to criticize the fact that we don't want transgenderism in kindergarten and first grade classrooms, if that's the hill that they're going to die on, then how do they possibly explain lining their pockets with their relationship from the Communist Party of China? Because that's what they do, and they make a fortune, and they don't say a word about the really brutal practices that you see over there at the hands of the CCP. And so in Florida, our policy is going to be based on the best interest of Florida citizens, not on the musing of corporations.
How about that?
I love this guy.
I'm telling you.
I really love this guy, and I hope he just continues this nice, smooth walk towards 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I know you love him in your state.
Yeah. Well, we got
But
we got
he's got
22
a
to worry
bigger
about
role.
now. Yeah. Well, we have this year to worry about. So let's make sure we get him
Okay.
reelected. And then, but certainly, and again, this is what people have come to realize that, well, not everybody, but some people, that when you do push back against these woke corporations or big corporations, when they say, we're coming for you, we're coming at you, and people go, oh no, I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm going to duck, go. All right, listen, maybe I'll change my mind on some things, or we'll get disinformation and misinformation. I don't want to, okay, we got to look into that. You know what happens. You get run over by like a freight train. It just happens. But if you push back and you're like, no, I'm pretty sure that my values and where I stand on this are right, and I'm going to plant the flag on this hill, and I know I'm right, and everybody else feels the same way, then you get people on the other side that are like, I wasn't ready for that. I don't think I wasn't prepared for it. No, you're not playing the game right. I speak ill of you. You cower in the corner. I win. You don't get to do it the other way. So when you see somebody doing that, it emboldens you to do the same thing, and you'd be surprised how the bully backs down.
Yeah, and in this case, the bully truly is Disney. It's not the governor. The governor's not bullying anyone. Remember the mask thing a week ago when he told those students, hey, you don't have to wear them. And it was suddenly, governor yells at students demanding they remove masks. No, he fired right back and said, no, that's not the truth. I love the fact that he turns the mirror back on these people.
Yep. All right, Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, by the way, if you want to go visit the website, it's fun. What else do we have? What else is tickling your fancy Friday? Tickle Friday.
I want to ask you how you feel about the millions of genetically modified mosquitoes about to be released in your state.
Been there, done that. I was just going to say, this wouldn't be the first time, my friend.
I get nervous when we start messing with genetically modifying anything. Although 2 days ago we had the gentleman pass away who had been given the genetically modified pig heart.
Yeah.
And he lived for 2 months.
Yeah.
And that probably is going to help us save a lot of lives. But I just get nervous when we let them loose wholesale in the environment. So these are modified male mosquitoes that don't bite, that have been released, and when they breed with the other mosquitoes that are coming into the region, these bad mosquitoes that we're worried about, those mosquitoes lay eggs and those babies die like within minutes. And I want to know, okay, whose mind came up with this? In what lab did some guy goes, hey, Charlie, if I take this male mosquito and I tweak his genes, he won't bite, and his offspring will be terminally ill and they'll die in a couple hours. And he goes, "You're a genius here, Freddie. Why don't we make these?" I worry that those people are actually out there. This is gain of function research.
Oh, wait. Hold on a second. I just noticed this. This is, hold on a second, breaking news. Wait, hold on.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Okay, wait, this just in. Funfaucistuff.net. Here's a website. And apparently they're selling a 60-pound and over leash for your mosquito. Oh, okay. Look at that. All right.
It's good.
So nothing to worry about. There'll be leashes and there's going to be electric fences that'll keep them out of your yard. It looks like I'm worried. Yeah.
You're saying I'm paranoid. I get it. There's
no, I'm not saying you're paranoid. I'm saying I'm genuinely worried because you see, here's what I really worry about. And I'll take this to a place that you don't want to go, but I'm going to go there anyway, and then you can just pass on. Okay. So, if you believe that the environment and the planet and everything and saving it and all, and you believe in all of this and many other things, and that's your God. And that's where you are, and that is your moral compass, and your God is, the banging, big banging planet thing that we got here, and this is it. And once you drop, and it's a big old black hole and all that kind of stuff. Then that's kind of you. Then you're really the God. And so the tweaking and the moving and the doing and the thinking, and maybe we do some experiments in some places that don't have the same kind of moral compass as we do, and some things that happen and the like. It's no big deal because you see where I'm going here. So I might suggest that
you're spinning out a little bit. I'm worried about you. We need to
I'm just worried about in some cases. The mosquito tweaking is one thing. I think, look, genetically, you worry about genetically modifying, but you could see where they're going. I worry about the bigger issue of people that are genetically modifying other things.
Viruses.
Yeah, and so
maybe.
Okay.
And then saying came from bat soup, which it didn't. Okay, here's two education-based stories that I want to compare and contrast if we can.
Go.
All right, a trans teacher has been reprimanded, and it's a high school teacher, reprimanded for making a joke about, there's no other way to put this, anal sex. In the classroom, made a joke and has been reprimanded, okay? Told, this is wrong, you can't do this. Reprimanded, got a stern talking to, right? You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. And I'm kind of happy the school actually said, "Hey, cut it out. Don't be making anal sex jokes in the classroom. These are high school kids." Well, a high school coach in Georgia was fired and now has been suspended and is now fighting the suspension. But he was initially fired after he restrained a student, an angry student who threw a stapler at him from about 3 feet away. She was standing as a high school student, picked up a stapler, big stapler off the desk in school.
They
it
hurt.
wasn't like it's a big ass stapler. And she threw it at him, wound up and threw it at him. And he was fired for rushing and grabbing her and neutralizing her, basically stopping her.
Wow.
And they were like, "Oh, you can't do this. You violated the code of conduct and violent behavior and you're fired." Well, he protested that when they found out she had a loaded gun in her pocket.
Oh, okay.
So and then they went, "Okay, we'll just suspend you." So one guy gets suspended, initially fired for stopping what might have been a horrible situation with an angry student who was carrying a loaded gun in a school.
Wow.
And the other one, telling anal sex jokes, gets a stern talking to.
All right, well, that's okay. We're going to pass that by. Okay, good. All right, that's how we're ending our Friday show. There you go, everybody. All right, what a way to go. All right. It's
genetically modified mosquitoes.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about the parachuting giant spiders.
Well, that's because I'm saving that for Monday.
Okay, good.
After another day. All right, Mike Opelka joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, it's Friday. Got to go. Have a fun weekend. You could say goodbye.
I could,
Okay,
or
bye.
I could just say, "I am not suicidal."
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
When it comes to cybersecurity, the biggest threats don't